am audible. A very good afternoon, everyone. I am Shilpi Rituparth, and I extend a warm welcome to all of you to this insightful session on mastering marketing and sales for entrepreneurial growth. So, this session is organized under IMT CDL's Innovation Council, which is the part of AICTE Ministry of Education Innovation Cell. And we are very excited to have all of you here. And we believe that today's session will provide valuable insight to help startups navigate and there's an ever evolving marketing and sales landscape. So it will certainly help these startups in navigating that landscape. And before we start this session, let me take a moment to provide you with a brief overview of the topic, the interesting topic that we have. Global innovations in marketing and sales have created a lot of exciting opportunities for startups, but at the same, they also present unique challenges. Startups, especially in their early stages, they often face constraints in terms of resources which are limited and the brand recognition, which a lot of time can make it tough to compete with the players which are already established, the brands which are already established in that domain. For startups, staying ahead of trends, which involves managing customer expectations and at the same ensuring effective strategies while building a solid brand presence are essential. And these are in fact some of the key challenges, hurdles that they need to overcome in this dynamic and competitive environment. And that is what is the focus of today's session, which we have divided into two parts. So, in the first part, we will focus on global marketing innovations for startups. So, focus is going to be on the marketing innovations, right? And the second part will focus on innovative sales strategies for startups. So, we'll talk about marketing as well as sales, both the things. So when we talk about global marketing innovations, be it like you are a seasoned entrepreneur or you're just beginning your startup journey, staying ahead in marketing is crucial. It's very crucial for success because how you market your product or idea, that's very important. So in this first part we will explore various innovative marketing trends that are changing the way the startups are growing, and we will also understand that how leveraging artificial intelligence and growth hacking strategies can put you on a fast track to success. Plus, we'll also explore the growing importance of sustainable and inclusive marketing for the diverse audience. Because sustainability is very important for any startup. So, this session, the first session, will be led by Dr. Vivek Singh Tomar, who is the Area Chair for Marketing and Strategy at IMT CDL. Dr. Tomar is an accomplished academician and a marketing strategist with more than 2 decades of experience in teaching, research, corporate trainings, and has authored many research papers and have provided consultancy to renowned organizations like Excise Department at Indira Gandhi International Airport, Thermex, Tata Motors, and DMRC, to name a few. The second part of the session, as I told you, will focus on innovative sales strategies for startups. So, where we'll cover up two key aspects shaping the future of sales, which is we will look at emerging sales tools and techniques. including the AI-driven sales forecasting. CRM solutions. We'll talk about the growth of virtual and hybrid sales strategies since the pandemic, and then we'll shift to global sales insights, where we'll talk about the successful international campaigns as well as strategies for startup which are looking to expand into new marketing. So, it's very, very important for any startup to grow, that there's a right balance of marketing and sales strategies. So, with the right tools, startups can tap into global opportunities and grow their businesses not only within the defined boundaries of geographical boundaries of that country, but across borders also. So this part will be presented by Mr. Manu Aggarwal, who's a seasoned marketing and sales professional with expertise in sales strategies. He's handled large sales teams. And we're fortunate to have both of them, Dr. Tomar and Mr. Manu, here today to share their expertise with us. And I'm sure that both these parts, like the marketing and the sales, they will provide you with a lot of valuable insights and not only theoretical but actually practical strategies that you can implement in your entrepreneurial journeys. So without any further delay, I would like to invite Dr. Vivek Singh Tomar to start the session. So over to you, Dr. Tomar.
Thank you very much, Shilpi, for giving a quick roundup of what the students should expect from this session and also introducing the speakers, including me and Mr. Manu Aggarwal. I'm so delighted and happy to see that there are so many students. There is approximately 119 students. They have already joined this session, and it's only 27 right now. So I believe that maybe a few more students they will join. So it's really quite encouraging to see that there are so many of our students, mostly belong to the fraternity of IMT CDL, who are so much interested in entrepreneurial venture, those who are interested in having their own startup, or those who are interested in understanding the marketing strategies, innovative marketing strategies, and innovative sales practices for entrepreneurial growth. It's very good, very encouraging to see. And before I share my slide and I start my session, there are a few requests that I would like to make to all the audience. Please don't take this session as a conventional classroom lecture. Though I am an academician, I am a teacher, and all those majority of you who are attending this session right now, you have already attended many classes on marketing management with me. So we are all familiar with each other. That's a fortunate thing. Mr. Manu Aggarwal will be a new person who will be introduced to you. He is a person from industry with vast experience in sales. So he will be the one who will be talking about innovative sales strategies. This particular expert session, it is the part of the initiative taken by All India Council of Technical Education under Ministry of Education, Innovation, Sale. And the AICT, they expect all the institutions to continue the lectures, the workshop, and various activities to promote entrepreneurial spirit among the students. So this particular initiative is happening simultaneously across many business schools in the country right now. And it is the part of the campaign of Government of India to make you self-dependent, Atmanirbhar Bharat. So it is a step towards Atmanirbhar Bharat. And I know that majority of you who are attending this session right now, majority of you are professionals and must be looking for starting up your own business, having your own ventures. If you ask me that what is the right age to start your own business, some of you might be already having your own business and might be taking care of family business. But if you ask me what is the right stage to start something from zero or from something fresh, then I must tell you that there is no age. But I must also share with you, the earlier you start, the better it will be for you, right? Because you will be having more time at your disposal to the enjoy the luxury of having your own venture and seeing it growing, right? So the sooner you start, the better it will be for you. And entrepreneurship is anytime better than a regular full-time job because it offers you freedom not only to set up your own business, but to make your own rules for your own business and provide employment opportunities to many. So rather than being a regular employee, you create a platform and offer entrepreneurial opportunities to many. So, as I suggested you earlier, that please don't take this session as a conventional lecture, rather take it as a learning exercise. And when I say learning exercise, it becomes fruitful only when the learners are highly engaged. And learner engagement will happen when you will also participate with me. So there are 131 students who are attending this session right now, and I think that it can be a great platform for peer learning. Peer learning means learning from experiences of each other. So definitely there will be some of you who are attending this session who already might be running your own business and must be facing the marketing and sales challenges. So you can bring the fresh insight and can invite discussion among the other participants of this session by mutually sharing. Use this platform, chat, interact, ask questions. Whenever you are asked to respond or add some idea, right? And this is how we can make this session more interesting. Now, just give me a second so that I can share my PPT. Just give me a second, right? I'll be with you. Okay, so I believe that yes, slide is taking a little bit time. Okay, now I'm sure that you must be able to see the slide. Is it visible to all of you? I have recently uploaded the new slide. Is it visible? Please give me a feedback so that I can understand. Okay, so I think that Priyanka, now you must be able to see because all other students they are able to see the slide now. Okay, thank you very much for the feedback. Thank you very much for the feedback. So I am starting up with the session number one. There will be two sessions, as already shared by Shilpi, while introducing all of you with the session flow. First session is of 90 minutes duration, where I will be talking of global marketing innovations for entrepreneurs and startup. And second session will be taken by our industry professional, Mr. Manu Aggarwal, who will be talking about the innovative sales strategies for entrepreneurial organizations and startup. Right. So marketing part will be covered by me and my other colleague, Mr. Manu Aggarwal. He'll be talking about the sales strategies. So I urge all of you very strongly to attend both the sessions. You must have queries, and any queries that you have, please do not hesitate to put those queries to us for finding answers to those questions. We will try to answer majority of your questions on the basis of best of our abilities. Right. Let us start this session with some motivational quotes that I have picked up from various sources, and they are all top global Indian entrepreneurs. They are the one who have brought a lot of positive word of mouth and good name to our country by expanding not only business in India, but taking it across the boundaries of the country and making their businesses global. Now, India is not a country anymore which is known only for the domestic business. There are many Indian entrepreneurs who have expanded their business across geographical boundaries. And these are the famous quotes, words of wisdom, which I'm sure will motivate you a lot in starting something of your own. If we believe in the word of Sir Ratan Tata, his quote says that I don't believe in taking the right decision. I take decisions and then make them right. Right. So that talks about the action orientation, right? Because there are many of us who waste a lot of valuable time in contemplating whether to take any action or not. And by the time we take some action, a lot of time is wasted, right? So it is a reflection of the approach, just do it, right? Sometimes taking some action is better than not deciding not to take any action, right? So I don't believe in taking the right decision. I take decision and then make them right. So that talk about the resilience, the strong willpower of Ratan Tata, and the kind of success that he has earned that is possible only when you have the similar kind of resilience the similar kind of strong-headedness. That is, you take a decision, and once you take a decision, you make sure that you make it a right decision. You align all your efforts and energy towards that direction so that you convert that decision into the right decision. Dhiro Ambani, his quote is also very inspiring that if you will not build your dream, all of us we have dream, and if you do not build up your dream, then someone else will hire you. Someone else will hire you to help build theirs. So if either it's choice, our choice, rather we work for our own dreams, or rather we work for someone else to help them build up their dreams, right? Narayan Murthy, his quote, it says, growth is painful. Change is painful, but nothing is as painful as staying stuck where you do not belong, right? So growth is painful, change is painful. All efforts that you take in the positive direction where you want to see transformation and growth of your business, your dream, it requires a lot of pain, consistent efforts. Sometimes you need to face a lot of failures as well. But again, the word resilience come into play here, right? Resilience, that is, you should not give up that easily. Why? Because if the path is simple, just believe it that that path is not the right path. When you have decided to start your own entrepreneurial journey, or when you have decided to start your own business, that is the time when you take a big risk. How you take a big risk? You move out of your comfort zones, right? Majority of you, those who are working professionals right now, young professionals working in a routine job, getting salary on time, that is on first of every month. And you must be quite tied up and feeling quite comfortable in your routine. But once we become the slave of the routine, it becomes very difficult to bring changes and break that cycle of routine, right? But believe me, that breakthrough is possible only when we shift or when we move out of comfort zone. As long as we remain in our comfort zone, the breakthrough is not possible. So we must first prepare ourselves to come out of that comfort zone and do something of our own, right? So growth is painful, change is painful, but nothing is as painful as staying stuck where you do not belong. Now, Kiran Majumdar-Shaw, beyond the Biocon, the famous biotechnological global brand, her words says that entrepreneurs are not driven by fear. Rather, they are very brave people. So, the entrepreneurs are not driven by fear; they are driven by the idea to create impact. It's not only the money that you want to make for yourself, for your family, or a sustainable source of revenue for yourself, your family members, your close one. You also want you to create the impact through by seeing your idea getting converted into the physical product or service and providing tangible and intangible benefit to various stakeholders. So you want to create an impact, right? Vijay Shekhar Sharma, Paytm, a very recent company, like he's a first generation entrepreneur. He has given this famous quote: stay hungry, stay foolish, and never stop innovating. So this particular quote, it highlights the importance of looking at innovation, which is the current theme of today's session, where we will be talking about the innovations in marketing, where we'll be talking about the innovative strategies in sales. Now, this particular session is happening under the institution's innovation cell. So therefore, definitely we cannot afford to keep the word innovation out of context of the discussion that we are going to hold today. So innovation is the keyword today. Resilience is another the keyword today for all of you entrepreneurs to follow in your success journey. Well, entrepreneurship is a very broad topic. Why it is a very broad topic? Because it cannot be held confined to one particular field of specialization, right? Because right now I am a marketing expert, and my colleague Mr. Manu Aggarwal, who will be talking of sales strategies, he's a sales expert. We'll be giving you some insight on the marketing and sales strategies and innovation that you can help and you can take help of and can benefit your startup. But I must tell you once again that entrepreneurship is very broad. And in our upcoming series, we have under the innovation cell, we'll keep on bringing more insights from different functional areas so that you develop the holistic understanding to run, not only to set up, but also run and successfully grow your business organization from all perspectives. Right. So what happens in entrepreneurship whenever you start something, right? You first think big, right? You have big dreams that you want to create impact, but you have limited resources. So you have big dreams, but you have limited resources. So with limited resources, what do? You start small. You start small, and with the flow of revenue, because of the consumable product or idea that on which you invest, you keep on scaling up your small venture and make it grow. This is how business grow big from small. There are very few examples of or entrepreneurial stories where big funding is being sought at the start of the entrepreneurial venture or startup, and then the startup started with a very big scope, right? It rarely happens, but in reality, what happens is that a small entrepreneur or a businessman, first generation entrepreneur, he starts with a small, with the big thought, of course, that they want to see their business to grow big in future, right? So they start small with big thoughts, and later on, as the organization moves up, they keep on scaling up their operation. This is generally what happens, right? Here, I would like to give you a quote from one book which I read when I was a teenager, right? When I was a teenager, I was in a school that was year around 1992, 1993. That was the year when I come across one book. See, just like any other teenager, I was also interested to become rich. So I picked up one book from randomly from the market. The title of that book was How to Be Rich. How to Be Rich. That title of the book I find quite fascinating. But there are many people who themselves are not rich and they have written books on how to be rich. So I read about the author of that book to find out that what are the credentials of the person who is claiming to write a book which is claiming that they will give you the strategies how to be rich. So I read that that book was authored by J. Paul Getty. Now, some of you who might be familiar with American history of business, you must be familiar with the name of J. Paul Getty. J. Paul Getty, he set up the Getty Oil Company in Los Angeles in 1942. So in 1942, the J. Paul Getty, he started a business of oil, the Getty Oil Company, and he was the one of the first billionaire from USA. So in the time of John F. Kennedy, he was the richest person. He was the richest person in the United States of America and the richest person in the world. So, and one person who was once regarded as the richest person in the world, when he write a book, How to Become Rich, it makes sense rather than reading a book from someone who himself is not rich. Like I give you one example. Like I am a teacher. I'm an academician. I am not a millionaire or I am not a billionaire. And right now, suppose if I tell you how to become rich, I don't think that it will be the right thing. I think those who have already earned a lot of wealth, they are more qualified than an academician to tell you that how to become rich. But what I am doing as an academician, my job is to simply pick up the ideas from the right sources and bring it to you, right? So I picked up this idea from a book called How to Be Rich by J. Paul Getty, and he has mentioned some important principles which can help you become a successful entrepreneur. The first principle that he laid down was if you want to be rich, you must have business of your own, right? BOY. That is, you must have business of your own. So by being in any profession, if unless you do not have a business that you claim as your own, you cannot become rich. The second principle that he gave was again quite simple. That principle was the principle of consumerability. That is, whatever you're offering in the market, it must have consumerability. That is, there must be people who are willing to buy that product, buy that service, and that product must satisfy some unique need and want of the target market. So consumerability. Third is he emphasized on hedging risk by duplication of resources. Like he gave one idea, suppose if a person has two options. Option one, that you have one business which is giving you $100 per day. And option two, you have 100 businesses with each business giving you $1 per day. the better choice will be having 100 businesses each giving you $1 per day, because in both the cases, the daily inflow of revenue will be $100. But see, if in case one you have only one business, if it shut down or if it closed down, you will be having nothing. But in second case, even if your five business fail, still you will retain $95 per day. So he emphasized that one should diversify their risk by diversifying their business into various areas. So that was the principle number three. First was having business of your own. Second one was having consumability of whatever you offer to the market. Number three is diversification of risk. And number fourth was developing a network that should always be ready to help you. So be genuinely good with people, maintain the network of the people, and any business becomes successful only when you have good people to support you always in your entrepreneurial journey or your entrepreneurial endeavor. Without that, you cannot achieve success. Now, before I come to the main topic of today, that is innovative strategies in marketing or innovative trends that we are going to explore in marketing, let us have a look at the challenges which are faced by entrepreneurs, particularly in marketing. So, entrepreneurship is a very broad field because it involves almost everything. When somebody starts a small business, someone is writing that Pradeep Kumar, okay, that you are not able to see the content. I'm sure that others are able to see the content. I'll advise you that you please log out and log in once again, and I'm sure that you will be able to see the content, right? Okay. Well, even like if you want to stay there, you can keep on hearing because most of the content I am delivering the content. If you're able to hear me clearly, I'm sure that you will get the idea, right? There are certain challenges which are faced by the entrepreneurs, particularly in marketing, right? As I was saying, that entrepreneurship is a very broad field, and you need to deal with the cross-functional integration. Cross-functional integration, that means when you are starting something new, you are the one-man army. And since you are the one-man army, you may have to do many things all by yourself, right? So being a one-man army, you are the one who is running, chasing after funds. You are the one who is developing the product idea. You are the one who is looking after the manufacturing. You are the one who is looking after developing the retail network for selling your product. You are the one who is giving full call to your customer. You are the one who is chasing the collection of monies from your customer, the payment. So you are the one who do everything, right? So marketing and sales is one of the various jobs that you have to do, and it is one of the major job, right? Why? Because I shared with you earlier as well that it's only marketing which brings revenues and profit to the organization, right? So revenues come from innovation and marketing. So when you focus on innovation, when you focus on marketing, you are focusing more on revenue maximization, right? So therefore, it is quite important for every entrepreneur or everyone who want to set up their own business or have a startup of their own. It is very important to understand the marketing and sales in detail, right? So challenges which are faced by entrepreneurs, which make the marketing challenge and sales challenge quite unique for them, is these 10 factors that I have listed here. One is you have limited budget. पैसा आपके पास कम है, limited budget है. Within the limited budget, you have to manage everything. That is, you have to source the raw material, you have to take care of expenditures in the manufacturing, you have to take care of expenditures which are required for legal compliances, you have to take care of the manpower cost, you have to take care of maintenance cost, you have to take care of go to the market cost, that is distribution cost, and rest of all other overheads. And on top of that, you want to spend some money in marketing as your marketing budget, and you want to keep some money for customer acquisition. So you have a customer acquisition cost as well. But issue with you is that you do not have unlimited resources, or you do not have deep pockets, a lot of resources. So you have limited budget. Second issue which is faced by the entrepreneurs, particularly in marketing, is the brand awareness and credibility related issues, right? Since you are a new name in the market, it's a new venture, the awareness of your brand in the market is relatively low. And you are not able to build up trust of many people in the market. So because of the limited brand awareness and lack of trust or credibility, you may have to extend a lot of efforts to build trust. So you have to work step by step to gain trust and build loyalties. And then work on generating and creating the good word of mouth publicity through your existing customers who can help you in bringing more customer to you. Third major challenge is like with which majority of the entrepreneurs the struggle is identifying the right target audience. Whom, like, what is our product and what is the right kind of audience, and how to bring a perfect match in between the product and the target audience, right? That is a big challenge. For that, you need to get a strong understanding. Next is keeping up with digital trends. Now, what happened, like, particularly after year 2000, the digital landscape has opened up a totally new kind of marketplace, that is a virtual marketplace. And in virtual marketplace you find good number of customers, and a lot of competition is increasing into, and it's become very difficult to find the attention of the customer in digital marketplace. And it is evolving so fast that every day there are certain new things which are coming up, and it has become very difficult and challenging for entrepreneurs to keep a track of those changes and stay up to date with those digital trends to remain relevant in the virtual market space. Next is high consumer acquisition cost. Like, if you are familiar with the Google advertising, AdWords, search engine optimization, and sponsored advertising on the Google, then I'm sure that you must have learned about that the acquisition cost, that cost of acquisition per customer, how it is so high, right? So definitely it is also one major issue which is a strong barrier when you compete against the big players with more resources. Then content marketing and engagement. Entrepreneurs, they also find it a little bit challenging that how to get the relevant content to attract more customers to their website and keeping their customer engaged. Next is competition from established brand. Yes, you are a new player and you have competition with established brands. And unless you are not very different, if you, unless you do not offer some unique value, unless your campaign is not something which is unique and able to create to pull attention of people, it becomes very difficult to get noticed in a market which is already flooded with established brands. Another thing is having a mechanism for measurement of return on investment and different analytical tools to measure the performance of your organization. So you need to develop the matrices for keeping a track of your organizational growth and success. Next issue is customer retention and loyalty. With your limited resources, you need to keep your customers, existing customer happy, intact, and ensure that he should not shift to your competitors. So customer retention and loyalty. And then most important thing with which majority of the entrepreneurs they struggle with is navigating regulation and compliances. Particularly young entrepreneurs, they have a lot of energy and they are in the hurry to make money. And many times they just ignore the regulations and compliances, considering then when it will be right time, when they will be caught at that time, they will take care of all those paperwork, licensing, regulation, and compliances. But by that time they realize this fact, it becomes very late, right? So regulation and compliances in marketing and sales as well, they have to be very much aware of, because they are the one who are the bosses there, right? When you're working in some big company in sales and marketing, definitely there's a legal team. There are people who are expert in maintaining the regulations and compliances. They have already established everything. But when you're doing it alone, then you must do it yourself, right? Or if you're not able to do it, you must take help of some legal expert to ensure that all the regulations and compliances are taken care of, right? Otherwise, it will become too late and you will find it quite difficult to bounce back, right? If something goes wrong. Now, let me come to the main topic of today, right? I can see that the number of students are increasing and decreasing, right? It started with 30, it reached up to 151, 152, and it has come down to 131. I'm trying to keep the content as engaging as possible because initially it was good to have some interaction. anytime, right? If you feel like adding something, asking any question, do not hesitate to click on this icon, Control plus Shift plus K, and I'll allow you the permission to use the mic. If you have any specific question or any specific doubt or any support that you need on one-to-one basis on any of the topics that we are discussing on contemporary innovative marketing practices, right? Do not hesitate. Please feel participative and talk to us, right? And if you want to share something, you can share in chat and you can initiate some talk by yourself as well by sharing your own example of your own entrepreneurial journey and challenge. The only thing which is required to come into the picture is by clicking on this hand raise icon, and I will allow you to have some discussion with the audience and add to some peer learning. Huh? Peer learning, it's also good that when we learn from each other. Okay. Now let me come to some of the, let me share some of the innovations in the area of marketing, which are mostly adopted and followed by the established multinational companies. Uh, but those who are startup organizations or those who are new into business or those who are starting their business for the first time, probably they might not be familiar of all these successful strategies. So what I have done is that I have collected and compiled the global innovative strategies in the area of marketing that are quite contemporary today and have brought them together for you so that you can start doing your research in that area and try to bring it into your business, right? Well, before when I was preparing this content, at that time I called one of my academic colleague and I showed him the entire structure of my talks that this is what I'm going to put in my presentation and asked for his feedback. And the feedback I received was that he said like it will be too much of the content, right? There are too many things on innovation and marketing is such a broad topic in scope that you are trying to bring so many things packed into a session of 90 minutes duration only. And I think that it will be a little bit difficult for the learners to take all that content along, right? I partially agree to what my colleagues say. Why? Because if we say innovative marketing strategies for startups and entrepreneurship, it is of course a very broad area, right? If I pick up only the use of artificial intelligence in marketing, it itself is a topic which requires at least 4 to 5 hours of detailed discussion and some hands-on workshop to understand that how artificial intelligence can be harnessed fully for taking advantage in marketing, right? But there are many more things which I wanted to bring here. So please consider this session only as an informative session to give you a quick roundup of what are various innovative strategies in marketing which are available. And once you understand all of them, then you can suggest us, right? You can write to IMT CDL and tell us that what are those particular aspects of today's presentation that you really liked, on which you want to have a focused discussion or focused workshop of 1 or 2 hours, and in our next session we can plan that particular topic. Like for example, I don't think that 90 minutes is quite good enough only for talking on AI powered marketing. It requires each and everything here. It requires a one-to-one session. But today's session, consider today's session only to get yourself oriented with various innovations, right? Now, first thing is that AI powered marketing, you can take help of AI tools which are used in Google Analytics, ChatGPT, and HubSpot. There are many tools which are available, which can give you a lot of customer insight. You can analyze the various matrices which are available in Google Analytics, ChatGPT, and HubSpot. You can use them, and that can give you a lot of valuable insight on buying behavior and trends that help startup refine their marketing strategies. Like some of the examples, I think which I am not able to deal with in detail. I think that the best thing is that I can share those examples and content with you in the chat, right? So some content I'm sharing with you. Okay, just be with me for a moment. I'm just sharing here in the chat. Right, finding content is not difficult, But thing is that you need to understand. So in the chat, if you look at the chat, I have shared some content regarding that how AI powered marketing particularly can help in smart customer insight. Like what is the role of Google Analytics, or how Chat GPT can help in giving you customer insight, along with example, right? And also how HubSpot is a marketing automation tool, and how AI tools within the HubSpot can help you in various things. Like it can help you in segmenting customers based on interaction history, demographics, and purchase behavior. It can predict which leads are most likely to convert using AI-based scoring. They'll give you AI-based scoring on the basis of lead, and based on that scoring, you can find out that which particular leads have more or higher probability of getting converted into your customers. And it can also automate personalized email sequence and ad campaigns for better engagement, right? So all these things can be done by HubSpot. So you will find more content that I have shared with you. Second aspect with which I want to initiate your attention is the AI-powered chatbot for instant support. There are many companies. You will find come across many examples of many startups. They are including the chatbots, which is helping those companies as well as helping the customers, because they are getting quick response to their queries. Because when you engage the manpower for answering the question, there is a limitation of human time and availability, but chatbots can handle majority of the routine queries which comes from the customer, and it reduces the response time and improving satisfaction. See, today, if we look at the customers of today's young generation, particularly the Generation Z, the Alpha generation, and upcoming Beta generation, what they want is instant gratification. They don't want to wait. Like, gone are the old generations, Generation X, Generation Y, who were born the time when they could wait for getting a response to their queries, right? Now, customers, they want instant gratification. Like the moment they put a query, they want a response to that. If they are not attended, then it add to their dissatisfaction, and then they have mediums to vent out their frustrations. They have www.mouthshut.com. They have www.consumercomplaint.com. They write bad reviews. They give you bad star ratings, and no matter how good your product and service is, once your rating, star rating, and your reviews they go negative, then it may create a resistance for sales of your product. Other future customers generally, what do they do when they buy online? They look at the reviews. Sometimes they sort the product on the basis of the star ratings and customer review. And there are high likelihoods that your product will go in the bottom list if your reviews are not good. So AI-powered chatbot who can instantly answer their questions. Then automated, let me give you some content on that, like how this is helping. Like AI tools, there are AI tools like Hotsuite, Buffer, and Sprinkler. They streamline social media management, right? There's a social media automation as well, which is being done by the AI. You can read more about it, that how the social media is being managed by AI. This is automated social media marketing. Examples like Hotsuite, Buffer, Sprinkler. You must look into these tools and see that how they can help you in your social media campaign, social media marketing. So they schedule the post automatically. They reduce a lot of manpower efforts. They automatically do research on the basis of AI to find out that what are the most trending terms. And of course, they create the social content which match with those trending terms and schedule post. They analyze the engagement and suggest trending topics, right? Okay. Next is personalized email marketing. Now here the AI tools, a lot of AI tools are being incorporated in MailChimp and uh, the ConvertKit, right? They automate email campaigns based on user behavior. And if you are employing the email marketing, then definitely you can look into these particular features which are made available in MailChimp and ConvertKit. And there's some content which I'm sharing with you that will help you in how these particular tools can help you in enhancing the engagement with your customer. Yeah, thank you very much, Shubham. That for email marketing, Klaviyo is also, yes, it is Klaviyo is also one very good tool. But the more established players are MailChimp, right? MailChimp is having the longer presence. There are many tools for email marketing, and one cannot subscribe to all of them, but you have to look into pros and cons, and you also have to look into the budget to find out that which particular email marketing automation tool best suit your requirement, right? Then there are AI optimized digital ads. For example, AI powered tools like Google Ads and Facebook's and ad menus optimize the targeting, ensuring startup reach the right audience. So there are AI tools which can help you in optimizing your digital ads. Now there is one more trend, that is voice search and AI assistants. Like what is happening today, that there are so many devices which are running on the voice command, like Google Assistant or Alexa or Siri, right? Or Cortana. There are so many voice command features which are made available today. And particularly there is a segment of customers who want to buy online, but they do not have, because of their low educational background today, they do not have good confidence in writing the commands or search phrases in English or in even in Hindi language, even in local vernacular, they are challenged. So such kind of customers, which are large in number. Now today, if you look into proliferation or the spread of the internet commerce or e-commerce, it is confined mostly to the urban residents, those who have good understanding of English and those who have good writing abilities, plus those who are IT savvy or tech savvy. But still, a large chunk of Indian population, they live in rural areas and small towns. Particularly the young generations, they have adopted the cell phone at early stage, so they are the one who are good at typing with their thumbs using smartphone. But still, there is a big section of the community who would prefer the searches through voice command, right? And it is going to be upcoming trend. So what one has to focus today, looking at the trend, is that right now we are looking for search engine optimization through the text strings. But tomorrow we have search phases through text strings. But tomorrow we have to focus more on the search which is happening through voice commands, right? So definitely this is another trend which need to be looked into, so that because we have to gear up for the future search phrases which will be coming mostly through the voice inputs. Then predictive sales and demand forecasting, like there are AI-powered CRM tools like Zoho CRM, Salesforce Einstein, and there are many more, which would predict the customer demand, helping startups manage inventory and plan sales strategies efficiently. And there are integrated AI tools which helps them in preparing the things better, right? Let me give you some more content here on that, like on AI-powered uh, voice searches and voice activated shoppings and AI powered CRM tools like Zoho CRM and Salesforce Einstein can do for you. So I'm sharing the content with you. Just be with me. It will be there. It will be made available in the chat. Yeah, recordings will be made available. Like many of you have asked here that whether these recordings they will be made available here or not. Definitely, whatever we are discussing right now, the recordings will be made available. Now, one very important feature of AI right now that you all can use is Chat GPT particularly can be used for many routine tasks when it comes to content creation. It is providing a lot of edge in terms of giving you good quality content creation for your advertisement, for the copywriting, or if you're looking for some variations in jingles, or if you're looking for some creative ideas. There are just, of course, there is no substitute of human creativity when it comes to developing the creative content for catching the attention of the audience or reader. Humans are still better as compared to any artificial intelligence, no doubt about it, right? But slowly, gradually, the AI is improving because of their continuous learning through their interaction with humans. And if we give them the proper research feedback regarding that what exactly we are looking for in terms of creative content, or I should say that if the prompt engineering is good and if the prompt are succinct, then there are high probabilities that you may get good creative copy content prepared by the AI. But I'll again ensure like I must caution you that take help of the AI, but don't be over dependent on AI for creative content. You get the base content, and then definitely you need to do editing in that content to make it more customized as per the requirement of the marketing communication that you want to go out of your company. So there are examples like companies like there are tools like Jasper AI, Copy AI. Like these are the tools which can help you to generate SEO friendly blogs, social media captions, and ad copies, saving time and efforts. Right. So you can use these terms. You use tools like Jasper AI and Copy AI. Right. Let me give you some more content on Jasper and AI, Jasper AI and Copy.ai, and how they can help you in creating the AI generated content, which can help you in getting better search engine optimization and can create engaging social media captions and ad copies, which can save human time and efforts considerably. Okay. Now, few more innovative trends before I come to the growth hacking strategies. That is the another topic which I have to take today. Growth hacking strategies for the entrepreneurial and startup organization. That's another topic that I have to take. But before I come to that, let me also make you familiar with some more terms a little bit in detail. Like one thing that I already shared with you is the growing trend of voice search, right? Voice search. And second is conversational marketing that I think that you all should be familiar of, because if not today, then definitely in very near future you may have to adopt to all these marketing trends to remain relevant in the market, right? So voice search, we all know that many times we ask Alexa, suggest me where can I buy running shoes near me, right? Or we ask Google Assistant, I want to buy a sports shoes which should be very comfortable, right? And I want the material to be environmental friendly. Guide me the some e-commerce site or some store near me where I can buy them, right? So you put some long tail search phrases and you give it to Google Assistant or Alexa or Siri or any other voice assistant today, right? And they give you SEO optimized content, right? So right now it's earlier we were talking of search engine optimization, which was confined and limited up to the the text phrases, the short tail and long tail search phrases that we were writing. But today it has extended beyond the text that we write and even the voice phrases. Now there are many challenges in voice searches. Like one important thing is accent, right? Because Google, Alexa, all these are American products, and they understand the American or European accent or the style of speech better as compared to the Indian speech. But over a period of time, they have started learning the Indian English, right? In India, we have a different English that's called Indian English, right? So they have started recognizing the Indian English, and they are able to convert our voice into text, right? So this is happening now. So with this, I think that there will be a future trend which will be more towards using the chat or voice search as compared to the text searches. Second is conversational marketing. Now, AI chatbots and voice assistant engage customer in real time. Now, when customer is planning to buy some high involvement product, right? Say, for example, suppose if you want to buy an apartment for yourself, right? If you're a real estate buyer, or suppose if you are looking for some luxury car, or suppose if you're looking for some high tech gadget, right? Or suppose if you're an industrial buyer and you want to buy some product with certain specific technical specifications, then definitely it is not just one phrase or one key search which will bring you the desired result, right? You may like to have a constant interaction regarding the various queries that you might have regarding your purchase. That can happen with AI-based chatbot with conversational marketing, where you can have two-way conversation. Like Domino's, they have chatbot on WhatsApp and Alexa. They let user to order via voice or chat. Chatbots, they have come over a period of time, and I tell you, like my first interaction with chatbot, it happened almost 2 years back. And I must tell you that my experience was horrible at that time because the chatbot was not able to understand me. I was not able to understand the chatbot. But over 2 years, so much refinement in technology has happened that now the routine queries a chatbot can handle very efficiently, and they can give you automated response for all those questions. Sometimes chatbots now they are coming equipped with artificial intelligence. They learn through the interactions they have with you, and based on that they start improving the responses that they give. And in that way, they are reaching closer and closer to customer queries in terms of handling their queries and giving them the desired responses, right? Next trend is influencer and nano influencer. I can understand that there are too many things which are power packed in this small session of 90 minutes. And but I am giving you a promise that once you take an overview, you can tell us that which particular idea fascinate you out of all so many topics that are discussed here. And in next session, we can have one-to-one hand-on interactive session where we can call some experts, some practitioners from the industry who can give you practical demonstration of any of these innovative marketing strategies that we are discussing initially today. And that practical demonstration, or in fact, if you want it to be customized as per the requirement of your business, they can give you a demo on that, right? So we can have a specific session on that later on, right? So next is, I am sure that all of you in digital marketing, you must have studied about influencer and nano influencer marketing. Right. For example, Nike, they partnered with Virat Kohli for brand promotion. So they used Virat Kohli as influencer. And there are many examples of small businesses who take help of local influencers who have strong, good microblogging sites, or those who have a small influence group of 1,000 to 10,000 followers, but they have strong impact reach to them, right? So if you want, like last point, look at the last point in terms of impact. If you want to enhance the reach and brand awareness of your brand, and you want majority of people to know about it, then you use influencers. But when your purpose or objective of your communication is not just for reach or brand awareness, but you want better engagement, or you want to build trust about your brand, then definitely use nano influencer who have less number of influencers in the range of 1,000 to 10,000. And they talk particularly about some specialized product or services, right? Okay. Next trend is video and live streaming commerce. Now, this is quite interesting, particularly for promoting your product, the video and live streaming commerce. Right? There are certain examples which are also given here in the slide. Video commerce. I'm sure that you all must have seen the videos showcasing product on like on YouTube or Instagram. And then there are certain links which are provided below the YouTube and Instagram where the buyer, they can click on those links and they can reach to those products, right? Like for example, a beauty brand share tutorials and the viewers can click to buy future product, right? So it begins with the content. Like someone who is interested in self-care or personal grooming, they come across some YouTube tutorial on how to do better makeup, and in that particular video, certain makeup products have been showcased. And at the bottom, like they might be interested in having those products for self makeup, and they can click on those link and they can buy it from there. Like live streaming commerce here, live broadcasters, they host demonstrate or who demonstrate their product, and viewers can interact and purchase in real time. Now it happens on live, right? So live streaming commerce, it happens live. That is, for example, Instagram, they offer this facility of live streaming. TikTok, they also provide, though TikTok is not banned in India, but Instagram is still there, which where influencers, they showcase fashion items, and those who are watching, viewers, they can instantly buy those items on those live streams. There are more examples which are given here about live stream, right? Amazon Live, Instagram, Facebook Live Shopping, and Taobao Live. Like these are the examples where you can find space. Now, next is hyper personalization with big data. Now, this is very, very, very important, right? Particularly for entrepreneurs to achieve success fast, hyper personalization is one of the keyword, right? That is meeting exactly the bespoke requirement of your customer, bespoke spoke or tailored marketing approach, where you do not offer a mass product, right? Rather, you offer highly customized product as per the specific demand of the customer regarding what he wants, right? I give you one example of my own experience. In old time, right, when I was a college student, I had a strong interest in shoes. Even today, I'm quite fascinated, or I'm quite fixated with shoes, right? So it has always been my big hobby. to buy new different varieties of shoes, right? So I used to live in Madhya Pradesh in Indore, right? And I must tell you that I used to go to Devas. I used to travel 60 kilometers to buy the leather from Tata Exports. So in Devas, there is a factory of Tata Exports. So they have a factory outlet where they used to sell the leather, freshly manufactured leather in the factory itself. So different kind of leather, nubuck or suede or normal shiny leather or textured leather or different colors was sold there in the factory outlet of Tata Export. So 60 kilometers I would go to buy the leather and then return 60 kilometers, 120 kilometers. And that is in the north of Indore. And in south, there is another town that is called Mahu, that is military house of war. So there's another, it's an army cantonment area, Mahu. So another 30 kilometers and 30 kilometers return, that is 60 kilometers. So 120 plus 60, 180 kilometers I used to travel to get the customized shoes manufactured for me. I used to go to Devas to buy the leather, and from again back to Indore, I used to go to travel south to Mahu to get the shoe manufactured as per my specific customized requirement. But the fun of traveling 180 kilometers for getting a pair of shoes was that you would end up getting a shoe that no one else on this earth would have, right? Yes, Raphael was the brand, right, from the Tata Export. Earlier, they used to manufacture Raphael handbag, leather jackets, shoes, and it was a retail brand for Tata Exports Leather, and they set up their retail outlets in UK, London mostly. In India also, they set up few of their retail outlets of the leather product, but it could not achieve much success in India. So Raphael is a very big brand in UK market. So good to know, Jyoti Bhattacharya, that you're familiar with the brand Raphael, right? So I've just shared my own journey as a customer that I never mind traveling 180 kilometers to get a customized pair of shoe for me, and it used to cost me a lot, right? Right. So, okay, good to know that you also belong to it. So you could relate it, the example, right? So, there are many customers. There are many customers, and they may be small groups, niche, who are fascinated with certain products. Like there are some people who are quite, fascinated with the customized shoes. So you can create a business model around them, right? Where you can give them an option of choosing the leather of their choice. Then you can give them an option of choosing the design of their choice. You can give them multiple option of what kind of sole they want, whether they want low leather sole or whether they want acrylic sole or whether they want rubber sole. You provide them variety of choices to choose from, right? And then you give them an option to design their own shoes, and then they design it and it becomes yours. Like in one of the big brand, Nike has provided this facility in India, right? If you ever visit to website of Nike, you will find one particular section where they provide an option to customer to customize their shoe, that what kind of shoe that you want to be designed. And you can design the color, the sole, the upper, every part of the shoe. And then even you can get your name printed or knitted on the shoe itself. And that will be customized as per you, right? So even big brands, they have entered into the business of customization. So hyper personalization is a keyword that entrepreneurs can adopt and that can give an advantage, right? Now, big data companies are using analytics to create highly tailored customer experience. Like big companies, examples are given here that how Netflix, Amazon, Spotify, and Sephora, they give their suggestions based on the big data analytics that what the customer should purchase, right? So it is again a good idea of hyper personalization, particularly for entrepreneurs. It can be definitely a big success if you find the right set of target audience who find their specific interest into the product or service category that you offer to them, right? Next big thing in marketing innovation is the metaverse, right? Google has become so fascinated with this word metaverse, that even like you go to any of the uh, platform and you will find the name Meta there, right? On WhatsApp, it is Meta. Everywhere it's Meta that they are writing, right? So metaverse is the future very soon. I think that it has already entered and very soon it will take over the world, right? The augmented reality and virtual reality, which can be harnessed a lot because it's the next stage of personal experience, giving a personalized experience to the customer before they buy the product, right? Augmented reality and virtual reality, their concepts are explained here. AR, it adds digital. The major difference between these two is that augmented reality, in augmented reality, a digital element is added to the real world, right? Whereas virtual reality, it creates a fully immersive digital environments through headsets. Like for example, you must have seen that when you want to buy some furniture from IKEA, right? You want to buy it online, then you can, use it and you can see that how it looks in your living room through augmented reality. So that product you can bring into the real life. Virtual reality means, suppose, for example, if you want to get a driving experience of a car, then you wear a headset and that will make you feel like as if you are really inside that car. Though you are not inside, but you are wearing the headsets, which give you perception as if you are inside the car, right? So that's the use of virtuality. All these brands like IKEA, L'Oreal, Nike, Sephora, all these are giving you, all of them are using the AR and virtual reality. They have integrated into their marketing. So that's another big upcoming thing, the use of one of the major technology to enhance your customer experience and enhance your marketing capabilities. Next trend, which I'm going to introduce you in short, is the WhatsApp marketing and conversational commerce, right? WhatsApp marketing and conversational commerce. I think that many small businesses, they are taking full utilization of WhatsApp groups, and I'm sure that all of you must be watching it, that how nicely they are using the messaging apps through engaging customer, you know, creating engagement content for the customer and drives through sales through the direct and interactive communication that they have through WhatsApp. Even big brands like H&M, Myntra, they have also registered their presence on WhatsApp, and many more brands are adding up slowly. So WhatsApp is something which can be used equally by the small businesses and big businesses. If you want to use it for free, then simply enter into the groups, use it. That's a proven strategy. And if you want to take the commercial subscription, then definitely you have to spend some money, and then you can find a bigger reach to the audience through the interactive marketing opportunity that you get through the WhatsApp commerce, right? So like Sephora is a company which makes makeup products. So they offer chatbots which offer beauty advice and product recommendation. The Domino's, here you order pizza via WhatsApp using a chatbot. And even, quite recently, you must have seen like even our Delhi Metro Rail Corporation, right? There you can book the ticket from source to destination journey through the WhatsApp itself, right? So WhatsApp is adding another dimension through which you can have better engagement and provide a facilitation to your customer. Now, very few of us, we talk of this topic, right? Particularly entrepreneurs. For entrepreneurs, it is very important because you see the generation who are becoming the prime customers or consumers of products and services, they are changing. The time has evolved a lot. And with this changing and evolving time, we see that the youth today, they belong to Generation Z, right? And upcoming generations are Generation Alpha. Generation Alpha means those kids who are born in year 2013. And now they are 11-year-old, but in very less time, they will become the dominant youth of whom the companies will be targeting. Now, if you study into their buying behavior with their education and their awareness, they have a strong sensitivity towards sustainability, right? Uh, they are concerned about the environmental safety. They are concerned about the increasing carbon footprint. They're concerned about the cleanliness. They're concerned about the packaging and the recyclable material which is used in the packaging. They're concerned about the harmful impact of burning chlorofluorocarbons. They're concerned about the animal cruelty, particularly leather and leather product sale is going down, right? And today I was reading one news article. There is one entrepreneur, and he has created a fashion brand using a word which is used for one scheduled caste community. and he has created the fashion brand for that, and has hired the scheduled caste community, particularly who are into the business of developing the leather products, right? He has created a brand around it. And instead, because now people they are quite averse from leather, he is using the recyclable material, particularly recycled tires, and developing the handbags and selling it. So it has both inclusive marketing, where he has provided an opportunity to the handicrafts workers or artisans from scheduled caste community who were underprivileged. Also, he has created an alternative to the leather in terms of making the luxury handbags. So such kind of ideas they are growing traction nowadays because the audience or the customer or the target group, since they are more concerned about the sustainability, they are more concerned about the ethical practices. Certainly, they would like to buy those products which are environmentally sustainable. So, sustainable and ethical marketing, it promotes eco-friendly, socially responsible, ethical business practices. Like these are some examples of companies like Patagonia, Ben and Jerry, Tesla. All these big companies, they're leveraging on the sustainability and ethical marketing issues. So that's one important trend that all of you must note and must take care of. This is very interesting today, and a lot of conferences all across the globe in the area of marketing they are focused around the gamification and interactive content. Gamification and interactive content it is explained here. Gamification means applying game-like elements into your business, like the more you buy, the more points you earn, the more badges you earn, the more you recommend you become the part of the leaderboard, right? And all these things you do to motivate users and increase engagement. Gamification is a wonderful way of enhancing and maintaining your customer loyalty. So bring in some element of gamification. Everyone loves games, right? Bring game like element so that with every purchase the customer gets some incentives or some bonus or some recognition that do not require investing too much of money. Like even for referral also you can give them some point or some badge, right? So recognition do not cost much, but it involves and engage your customer, right? Interactive content means the content that encourage active participation from users. For example, quizzes, polls, interactive videos. Now, these are the things which really catch attention and keep people involved, right? Well, I also wanted to involve some quizzes, polls, or some interactive videos. But see, the session is very small, and the content that I wanted to bring here in class, it had a lot of features, a lot of very varied topics. Maybe in some other time when we will be having more focused discussion on one of these topics, probably I can bring more interaction, right? So yes, Jagvinder, referral also, that is a very valid point. There are examples like how Duolingo, they have introduced the gamification, Nike Run Club, they have introduced gamification, BuzzFeed quizzes, they have used the interactive content. Coca-Cola Share a Coke campaign, it is again a very good example of interactive content where a user can personalize the bottle, a bottle where you can write name of your friend or mom or dad or your spouse with personalized messages, right? Which encourage them to engage and share on social media, right? That's another point. One last point on the innovations in marketing with that entrepreneurs or startup organization can get idea. And then I'll be briefly talking on the growth hacking strategies that can be followed by entrepreneurs for their business success. Because these are the two broad topics which I wanted to cover in today's session. Now, blockchain, all of us, we are hearing about this technology. It is about distributed ledger, and this has great potential for future. And many of the companies, they have already started adopting it, and it can find many marketing usage as well, right? Particularly for art industry or the contents which are copyright. This has provided a wonderful opportunity, blockchain, of maintaining the authenticity of the lawful, safe, and secure transfer of copyright content from buyer to seller, to whomsoever the copyright is being transferred or the creative element is being transferred. I don't know how many of you are familiar with NFTs, non-fungible tokens, NFT. Let me write it here, NFT, right? Read more about it. NFT, that is non-fungible tokens. So Tamim Rashid knows about NFT, right? NFT is a great business opportunity, and NFT can make you rich. I tell you, right? Definitely, it can make you rich because these are the few things in which it is the right time to invest, right? If you ask me about investment advice today, I don't advise people on shares or mutual fund. My advice right now today is on two things. One is invest in metaverse. Number two, invest in blockchain, right? Because see, cryptocurrency is now, it's now not that new, but it is whenever some investment opportunity is new, that gives you a wonderful advantage to make a lot of money. Like NFT investment is one of the wonderful investment which is surely going to make you give you quick money, very quick money. NFT, national non-fungible tokens. That's one area. Second investment could be in the metaverse. Many of the companies they're coming up with simulations, right? Simulations, particularly which simulates the life. Like I'm sure that many of you must have heard of Second Life. Second Life was an interactive game, which is a role-playing game where you create your avatar and you live a social life, right? With augmented reality and particularly with virtual reality and the future of the VR headsets tomorrow, there will be companies like Google who will be creating a virtual world called metaverse, and many of the life activities will happen through metaverse. Our world will become very much like Matrix. This is going to happen tomorrow, maybe sooner or later in future, but it is bound to happen, right? Once metaverse will come into picture, even the interaction that we are having today right now through this online class, it will evolve, it will change, right? You will feel like as if we are sitting in a real environment, and as a moderator of the class, I will be having the full freedom to use my creativity to bring all the dreamy elements in the environment, right? In the coffee classroom where we will have learnings, right? So this VR and AR, it is going to change the world for soon. Now, when these virtual worlds will be created, there are many things which will be offered on sales and purchase, right? So many things will be offered for sales and purchase on the virtual environment, right? So definitely there will be houses, there will be virtual land, there will be, virtual assets which will be available and offered on sales in those virtual environment, right? So again, that can be metaverse, can be another wonderful investment opportunity for future for those who want to know, right? So these are some of the example of companies like Provence and Brave Browser and Unilever, that how they are utilizing the blockchain in the area of marketing. Now, it's 3:18. I have 20 more minutes, right? 20 more minutes, and then we will take 10 minutes break at 3:40 because it is a long session and there is so much of content which I have tried to give you in such a small time. And I must appreciate all the brave 114 students who are left here and still who are hearing to me and attentively and taking full advantage of this facility which is being provided to you. So I'm thankful to all of you who have stayed till now, 114 students. I'm happy to see that we started with 34, we reached up to 152, and now still we have 114. So I'm happy that at least I'm able to maintain the interest of these 114 students. I will urge you, I'll request you that once my session is over, we will take a short break of 10 minutes, and then I'll invite Mr. Manu Aggarwal. Those of you who are into B2B business, business to business, or those who want to set up a B2B business, particularly want to maintain your own sales for or your own sales teams, definitely you must attend that session because he will be giving you some contemporary innovative practices which he bring through his own field experience, which will give you a lot of insight in using sales, right? Or enhancing your sales. So 3:40, I'll like we 20 more minutes I'll be speaking, and then we'll take 10 minutes break, and then Mr. Manu Aggarwal, he will be taking another 90-minute session where he will be talking on the innovative sales strategies. Coming back to the second topic of on which I would like to spend the remaining 20 minutes is, and then we can have a small question and answer session, right? If you want, we can have a small, though the content that I have presented to you today is so relevant and put it up in such a simple way. The purpose was only to introduce, so I don't think that there may be any question, specific question, but still, if there is any question, I'll be open to take those questions. Next topic I'm coming on is the growth hacking strategies from global startups, right? Now, growth hacking strategies, it's a term you must be hearing quite often. What does it mean? It refers to innovative, low cost strategies that leverage creativity, analytical thinking, and social media to acquire and retain customers quickly, right? These are growth hacking strategies, right? In the beginning of session, I shared with you that generally entrepreneurs and startup, they face the problem of limited budget. So when you have a limited budget and you have some big targets to achieve, definitely growth hacking strategies can help you a lot. Why? Because number one, it is innovative, right? So it gives you an edge. Number two, it is low cost. So that helps you to conduct that active growth to apply that hacking strategy at low cost and with particular leverage of creativity, analytical thinking, and social media, right? There are many global startups, they have successfully implemented the growth hacking tactics to scale up their business with minimal budgets. These strategies often focus on rapid experimentation across marketing channels and product development to identify the most effective way to grow. Now, let me quickly look at one question I think that is being asked, or let me see what it is a question or statement. Okay, there's some interesting conversation which is going on NFT because I think that is something interesting that I have shared with you. So Apur, Tyagi, and Ravi, Rahul, they have added some comment on that. Okay. Yes, you're right, Apurva. I agree with you that it is a very good investment, right? You buy something and it can give you good return in terms of the future price at which you will be able to sell, right? You do a key search, Google पे जाइएगा, अब Google पे जाके type कीजिएगा the most expensive NFT ever sold, and look at those NFT, and you will be surprised that how much, some of the NFT they have fetched millions of dollars, and some of the investment in NFT they have made people super rich over a period of time, very fast, right? Okay, okay. So now coming to growth hacking strategies, and I'll just share some of the growth hacking strategies with the support of some global examples as well as some Indian examples. Now, first growth hacking strategy is viral marketing and referral programs, right? You need to, like, especially referral programs are one fantastic low cost uh, growth hacking strategy, which do not require much of the monetary commitment, but yes, it requires a lot of creativity and the power of social networking. Now, here example of Dropbox, and in India, Zoomcar and ShareChat, they have used these referral programs. Like Zoom Car is an Indian car rental service, right? I'm sure that all of you must be familiar with Zoom Car as a business model, and some of you might have used their services as well. They're into the rental car business. So they implemented a referral program, Zoom Car, which allowed users to earn free driving credits by inviting friends to rent a car. Right. This created a network effect, expanding Zoomcar's user base across the Indian cities. So Zoomcar in its early days, they created a wonderful referral strategy and referral plan, and many of the people, those who availed the services of Zoomcar, they referred it to their friends. They also earned credits, and those credits were redeemable, and that has brought a lot many new customers to the Zoomcar, right? So this has become an automated medium of generating leads and bringing new referrals. ShareChat, it is a popular Indian social media platform. It grew rapidly by offering referral rewards to users who invited their friends to join the app. There may be many more examples, like Milk Basket also used the referral program here, and I'm sure that all of you must have witnessed it. That's one low cost growth hacking strategy. Next is the product tweaks for virality. For example, Airbnb is a global example here. And in India, Indian context, there are two examples. One is of Ola and second is of Urban Clan. Now you see, Urban Clan, they used a viral product tweak to expand rapidly by providing a seamless platform for booking home services with easy to use options for cleaning, beauty services, and repair. Their referral and loyalty program led to high word of mouth promotion, especially in metro cities like Delhi, Mumbai, and Bangalore. Right. So, another example is Ola. Ola's India's leading ride hailing service leveraged deep integration with payment platform like Paytm and Freecharge. Ola's app allowed users to pay for rides using these wallets, creating a seamless experience that increased the adoption of both the app and digital wallet in India. So it provided opportunity both to those companies who are offering wallet as well as to the cab rental company Ola. Right? Airbnb example is also there. I won't be able to create it because I want to cover more things quickly. Next is leveraging data and analytics for targeted campaigns. Some companies they have leveraged or taken full advantage of the data and the applying analytics on data for targeted campaigns. For example, global example is of LinkedIn, and Indian example is of Zomato and Big Basket. Now you can see Zomato. Let's discuss it here. Zomato, it's a Indian restaurant discovery and food delivery platform. If you look into the history of Zomato, you will find it very interesting, right? Initially, there was another company called Food Panda. Food Panda. I don't know how many of you remember Food Panda, right? I think that it was much before Zomato. They become food delivery platform. So in the early days, Food Panda was into food delivery business, and Zomato was a particular website where restaurants were listed, where you could book the table in the physical restaurants through Zomato. So they were providing reviews, recommendation, the listing of the famous restaurant, and also providing you the facility to book the table physically in those restaurants, right? But see, later on, the Zomato they acquired the Food Panda, and you see Zomato now they are leveraging a lot on the data analytics for targeted campaigns. Like they heavily relies on data analytics to personalize user experience. So they analyze the data, and they with the data they try to personalize the user experience. So they analyze the search patterns, whatever search patterns that you are putting up into your Zomato app. They use preferences. They find out that what are your preferences, what kind of food you like, what kind of food you do not like. They look into your dining history. And based on that, the Zomato sends personalized notifications and promotions. So every user of Zomato app who are using it based on their past food preferences, their pattern of ordering the food. Say, for example, someone is ordering mostly in the middle of the night. They get messages, personalized message which are focused on satisfying or satiating your midnight snack cringe, something like this, right? So they personalize the messages as per the past purchase pattern of their customer that resonates with those existing customers. So that is one very good example of use of data analytics and the targeted campaigns that the companies like Zomato, Big Basket, they are using in India. Now, another example is strategic partnership for user acquisition. Now, Uber and Spotify, it's a very good example. Now, Uber, it's a global brand. They partner with Spotify to allow users to listen to their personal playlists during the rides, right? So it is giving advantage to two companies. One is there is a promotion of Uber. Second is there is a joint promotion of the Spotify. So Uber, they partnered with Spotify. And when you are riding the Uber, it gives you a playlist, personalized playlist that you can enjoy during the ride. Now, this partnership not only improve the user experience, but also help Uber and Spotify tap into each other's customer base. Now, what it has provided, that it has provided both the companies opportunities to get the database access to their customer. And that is something which has helped in mutual growth of both the companies. So such kind of strategic partnerships or user acquisition through you and can help the companies a lot in terms of the exchange of the user of each other, right? Now, PhonePe and Swiggy and Vodafone, this example, like Swiggy, the Indian food delivery startup, they partner with Vodafone to offer exclusive data packs for users who order food on Swiggy. Now that is again a mutually beneficial activity, both for the Swiggy as well as for Vodafone. It offered the advantage to both the organization. Next is the content marketing and search engine optimization, right? Content marketing is a wonderful tool if it is done nicely. Some companies, those who are good in content marketing, they are able to divert and drive a lot of customer traffic to their business website. Why? Because generally people, they refer to some content, and if the content is really relevant with respect and optimized as per the search engine requirement for the organic search, then there are heavy chances that customer may land up to that content, and that content will eventually drive the customer towards that particular product site. Like HubSpot is a very good example, right? Global example. If you look at HubSpot, if you are searching for any topic on marketing or digital marketing or search engine or optimization, inbound marketing, or there are so many free guides, blog, ebooks, all these kind of content. They give a lot of content free. Why they are not giving anything free? I tell you why it is free, because once you reach to HubSpot, then there are heavy chances that you may buy the platform, the services of HubSpot for your marketing automation, right? So anyone whosoever is interested in marketing automation, digital marketing, boosting their digital marketing campaign, they want to use the inbound marketing, or they want to enhance their search engine optimization, they want to work on their lead generation, they reach to the relevant topic, and that those topics will take them to HubSpot. And that's how HubSpot is able to provide a very tough competition to the biggest competitor, Salesforce, right? Okay. Few more topics before we wind up. Next is social media campaigns and influencer marketing, right? You see, Indian example, Mamaearth and Boat, they have done exceptionally good in this. Mamaearth, they have focused more on direct to customer, right? Direct to customer, right? And they mostly strive on close to nature products, which are for the beauty enhancement, right? So Mamaearth, it is an Indian personal care brand, and it is one of the success story, definitely, which become popular through its effective influencer marketing campaign. They have used a lot of influencer marketing. The brand partnered with beauty influencer and health experts on Instagram and YouTube to promote their range of products. These collaboration, they help the Mamaearth reach a broad audience and build credibility, especially among youth and health conscious customer. So Mamaearth, if you look into their success, it is mainly attributed to the use of influencers, particularly the fashion specialist or the healthcare specialist or beauty specialist. They are the one who has provided a strong fillip or boost to this brand. Boat is also an example. Boat is another Indian company which is into wearable gadgets, and they have also leveraged a lot on use of social media campaigns and influencer marketing, which has brought a lot of success to them. There's one question by Jagvinder. He's writing, sir, if Vodafone shares data with Swiggy, is it ethical? See, data sharing, particularly when the two companies, they become partner with the partnership agreement, they do it. Legally, it is possible, but yes, there are data security, data concern issues. But see, if we look practically into the market scenario, this is a common practice. Whenever there is a strategic partnership between two companies, like there is a strategic partnership, like for example, Swiggy and Vodafone, right? Or for example, Uber and Spotify, they generally do it to leverage on the user base of each other, right? So if it is mutually beneficial for those companies, but they show it as a strategic partnership, but they do not share it with outsiders, right? So yes, there are questions of ethics. Definitely, there are questions on ethics, but legally it is possible, right? Particularly when companies enter into the legal strategic partnership, then they can share the customer data with each other. But yes, ethically, it is questionable, no doubt about it, right? Okay. Now this is the last slide that I'm using now, and then I'll share some content with you for your own reading. As I speak, I think that I should share it with you. There are certain success stories of using marketing. There are certain marketing success stories that I am sharing with you of some of the Indian entrepreneurial brands, but how they have used the disruption, innovative marketing, and how these disruptions and innovative marketing help them in achieving success in the business. So there is an example of Zomato, there is an example of Byju's, there is an example of Ola, there is an example of Boat, example of Mamaearth, example of Freshworks. Freshworks, I don't know how many of you are familiar with. Freshwork is one of the Indian, the local CRM, customer relationship and SaaS package. It's a B2B SaaS with storytelling, and it is such a big success that it is offering the challenge to global established brands like Salesforce and Zendesk. It has really shattered their platform. And their creative campaign, advertisement campaign was like it was purely based on humorous storytelling, where they mostly promoted that the CRM you will actually use, right? The CRM that you will actually use. Now, that particular tagline, it really did miracles. Why? Because these Salesforce or Zendesk, they are big companies, very big companies, and their product is so vast that there are many features that customer pay for subscription, and but they are not able to use many of those features for which they pay such high amount. So they were looking for some simple tool, some simple CRM package with certain basic necessary features in it for which the subscribers or buying organization can really find some actual use of, right? So their campaign has worked a lot, and that is a good thing to read about Freshworks. So I'm sharing some of the success stories with you here in the chat. I have shared the success story as I speak. Zomato, Byju's, Ola, Boat, Mamaearth, and Freshworks here. Now this is the last slide. The exit intent strategies and limited time offers, right? Like some of the companies, they create the artificial scarcity or limited time offers. Flipkart and Snapdeal, they must run this flash sales and limited time offers, creating scarcity, compelling the customer to buy now. Now that is another thing which is very old. I will not call it the latest or most innovative marketing strategy. It's a very old hacking strategy and has been working since long. And that's the reason, like in last, we have included this exit intent strategy and limited time offer as one of the strategy that you can leverage or take advantage in boosting sales for your business. Like Amazon, they use exit intent pop-ups, and like for example, someone is has browsed some product category and he's about to leave the page. The moment they leave the page, they get a pop-up of limited time offers where Amazon offer them a special discount or free shipping or any other offer with that purchase, which increase the likelihood of probability that instead of just leaving the Amazon web page, the customer may actually click on that link and end up with purchase, right? Companies, they keep on giving you reminder about what you left in your shopping cart and then giving you some offer on free delivery or some instant discount if you clear your cart right now. These are some excellent exit intent strategies based on understanding of the consumer psychology, which really works, right? So with this, I think that I have consumed my time. It is already 3:38. So I'm happy to see that I was supposed to speak till 3:40. I started a little bit early. So I think that I can take this privilege of stopping a little bit early. There's a question from Shubham Chaurasia. Let me take this question and then we will take a short break of 10 minutes. I will advise you, please don't go anywhere because there will be another wonderful session by Mr. Manu Aggarwal. He's from the industry. I am from academics. Whatever best I could bring to you based on my own reading and learning, I have brought it to you. But if you really want to hear from a practitioner, you must hear from Manu Aggarwal, right? Let me take this question. Shubham has asked, sir, do we have a program in IMT CDL where we can network connect with alumni who have their own startups and are doing well so we can get more practical exposure and understanding things in detail? Yes, Shubham, it is possible because like every year we organize one alumni meet, right? And this time in this alumni, we are going to feature certain startups of our own alumni. Last year also, we did that. So we'll be providing the exclusive time on stage to some of our prominent alumni, those who have created and established as well as running their successful startups. They'll be coming, they will be showcasing their ideas, and they will also be sharing their stories with you. And you will also get an opportunity to personally network with them, right? So Shubham, our alumni meet will be on the next alumni meet is scheduled on, I can tell you the date itself. It will be on 8th of March, right? So please note it down and mark it in your calendar. It will be on 8th of March. So if you want, you can come here. Though it is mostly for alumni, but if some of you want to meet some of our successful entrepreneurs, some of our past students, alumni, you can come and you can network with them, right? So I believe that it satisfies your query. And I'll be back with you like after 10 minutes and when we'll be having Mr. Manu Aggarwal here, right? So thank you very much. And you can take a break and then you can rejoin us after 10 minutes. Thank you.
Good afternoon, everyone. You guys are here? Can I just get an answer on the chat bot, in the chat box? Hi, hello. Yes, you guys are here. Great. Good afternoon, everyone. So let's start the session. Before I start, I would like to know a little bit more about you guys. So just very quickly, in another 30 seconds, majorly you guys are working professionals or you guys are students. So how many of you are studying as well as working? Write a Y in case if you guys are studying as well as working. Just write a Y. Great. Okay. Great. Great. So majorly. And who are only studying? Very quickly, if you can write a N. No one here who is only studying? All right. So I am assuming that all of you are working professionals into business, doing something, or and side by side you are studying. Great. So to start my session, let me be uh, a little bit clear about it. I'm not I'm not a faculty, so my structure of the presentation might not look like a content type or a course type. I would try and engage you guys more into real-time examples of how new age startups and what is happening around the world, what these new age startups are doing, and how they are utilizing AI and technology to get closer to the customers, to convert their customers into sales, and how the dynamics of the sales is changing versus what used to happen earlier and what is happening now with the innovation of technology and social media and diminishing global borders. So we'll keep it very informal kind of a structure wherein I would want all of you guys to interact with me, ask me questions, and try and get maximum out of what my content is all about. All right. So I'm sharing my presentation and let's start. You guys can see what is there at your screens. So I'll just tell you a little bit about me. So I am an entrepreneur now uh, who loves ideas. I keep on brainstorming with new ideas, what I can do, how any idea can be worked upon, what is the feasibility of that idea. Uh, Try and see if I can be successful in creating a business out of any idea. Because of course, if there is an idea, that means it can be made big. Otherwise, I mean, any idea, whether small or big, can be made successful. Besides being an entrepreneur, I also help students and early age entrepreneurs to scale their business or to get into business by helping them into strategizing, by helping them into understanding more about nitty-gritties of business and everything. And for my survival, for my day-to-day activities, I have an investment company which helps NRIs to invest in India. Besides, I also have a small restaurant that I run. Right. Now, what is today's session all about? I'm sure that you guys had a detailed understanding of how marketing works when it comes to the new age startups, and how the marketing campaigns and reaching out to your potential customers is changing. And in my session, we'll try and focus more about how sales and marketing work together, what kind of strategies the new age startups are using to reach out to their customers, how AI is shaping the global sales. We'll also be focusing on what was pre-pandemic and what is post-pandemic when it comes to sales, and when it comes to understanding the changing scenarios. We'll look at some examples of how international brands, bigger brands, are doing their sale campaigns. We'll understand how can a startup grow and reach out to multiple countries, sell a similar product or a tailored product basis on the local understanding, and how it can become successful. And with every of these steps and topics, we would keep on having case studies side by side. Before I reach to the next slide, I would like you guys to quickly get onto a question answer thing. Okay, I'll give you a clue, and I would ask you to write the name of a brand which comes in your mind hearing what I'm saying. So we'll keep this activity for not longer than 1 minute, and then quickly we'll hop on to our presentation, our understanding. So when I talk about large assortment of products, what startup does come in your mind? Quickly, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Large assortment of products. What startup does come in your mind? Anything except Amazon? Great. Flipkart, Amazon, Snapdeal. Great. Amazing. Okay. Hyperlocal delivery. Almost sorry. Okay. Hyperlocal delivery. Blinkit. Zepto. Great. So what I'm trying to understand is these techie words when it comes to startups, how much you guys are aware of. Great to know my audience then. An international brand that is into restaurant discovery. International brand, not Indian brand. International brand who is into restaurant discovery. Not Indian brand. No Indian brand. Uber Eats, okay. Except Uber Eats. Zomato is more Indian. Okay, so this Table Log, which is a Japanese restaurant search brand, most famous in Japan. Okay. An Indian brand which offers affordable yet stylish audio accessories. Indian brand. Great. Yes, Boot is right. That has become the biggest one. Okay, the last question. I would want you to tell me one startup that is into EVs that use innovative D2C model, sales model, innovative D2C model. Startup that is into EVs. No, not Ola. Not Ola. It's not Ola. No, it's not Rapido. So it's Ather. It's ATHER, Ather. So they have their innovative D2C model. Yes. All right. So now that we are aware of certain brands and what they do, shall we move on to our understanding? Let's move on to our presentation. So why do you think a sales strategy is very important? Is important for any startup? Why do you think a sales strategy is important to any startup? Because you have an idea, and any startup is generally, it revolves around the founder and the co-founders. Now the founder and co-founder have very clear understanding of what they're building, what they want to reach out to. So I have had 2-3 startups under my belt also, and during our course of this discussion, I'll keep on giving you certain examples of there was a situation wherein we were stuck in what we did, and how successful or failure. I mean, whether we were successful or failed to achieve what we wanted to achieve. So when it comes to any startup, the co-founder's vision is the prima facie thing which leads to building of that startup. And with this changing scenario, how quickly with the help of social media, with the help of international exposure to other brands, with the help of funding, how quickly things are changing, that we not only need to innovate our product, but also need to keep on innovating our sales strategy. For this, these 3 things are very important, that you know your target audience very clearly. Hota kya hai that we have a product in our mind and we feel that product is very good. But when it comes to our target audience, their perception is also very, very important. So we should be very clear in terms of understanding what kind of target audience we are focusing our products to. The products can always change, the target audience can always change. But for that particular time, for the particular product, it is very important that we need to know what our target audience are. Besides knowing our target audience, it is also very important that we set our goals very clearly. What we want to achieve in a quarter, in this financial year, or what we want to achieve in next 5 years when it comes to a particular product. So when I say, that times are decreasing, time is short for any product. What I mean to say is, sorry, when I tell you about that, time is small when it comes to product shelf life has becoming is getting smaller and smaller, because innovation itna ho raha hai, social media itna influence karte hain that we need to be very, very precise about whether our team is also aligned to our goals or not. So for that, it is important that our sales strategy is different from our competitors. We know how we are presenting ourselves in front of our target audience, and how we can achieve what we want to achieve in a quarter, in a year, or in next 5 years. Majorly, I'll put another 2-3 minutes onto this startup sales landscape, and then we'll hop on to the companies and the examples of what I want to tell you. What is more important is that you need to create, for any startup to become successful, or I mean, what is the difference between a successful startup and a not so successful startup, is that whether they understand these 5 steps, whether you know what is your unique value proposition. No matter what you're selling, it is not difficult that you would not have you would not have your competitors. It is very, very difficult. I mean, it'll be very unique that you don't have any competitors. So when you have your competitors, what becomes most important is that you have a value proposition, your unique value proposition. So we need to understand what is that value proposition that our product is offering to our clients. Is our sales process scalable or not? We don't want to end up doing a business for a particular target demography. We want to scale it up so that it can reach out to international people. It can reach out even if not international people, it can reach out. So say we want to do something sitting out of Delhi, and we would not never want to be limited to Delhi. We would want to scale it up to at least pan India. So we would have concerns like language. We would have concerns like shopping behaviors. We would have concerns like logistics. So whenever we are talking about building any sales process, we should know that whether we can scale it up or not. It is inevitable now that we don't use technology in whatever we are doing. Especially in the last 15, 20 years, technology has changed the way people do sales. No startup today, irrespective of whether in service or in product, no startup today has any chance of being successful if it is not adopting technology, embracing technology, and using that into your sales. Fourth point, when I talk about continuous learning, this is something which I learned during my startup days also. It is very important that you keep your team along with you, and that can only happen when there's an atmosphere of continuous learning. Okay. Besides that, okay, let me put one more question. Do you guys have how many of you are into startups? Okay. How many of you are into startups? Write an S. And I'll pick someone and ask a small question, right? Just an S, alphabet S. Who is into startup right now? So I've got an yes from Ahmad Usmani. No one else is into a startup? Okay, Ahmad, just in a line, can you mention what do you do? Nikita? Avtar? Okay. All right. So Navneet. So there are many people. Vinay. So anyone quickly, if you can let me know. Managing financial operations in a primary healthcare based startups. Financial operations. So you manage financial operations in a primary healthcare based startup. Okay. So when I was talking about, continuous learning, what I meant was that in any startup, it is very important that there is a culture of continuous learning wherein the team together learns, and I'm heading the strategy and analytic function of TAR. Okay, great. So you work with startups majorly that I'm seeing. I'm a software engineer working as a React.js professional. Okay, so majority of you are working with startups. Good. So the success of any startup today is aligned with the team, and it is very important that we have a continuous structure of learning. Tomorrow, I'm sure a lot of you would want to get into your own startups. Startup is from my understanding, is a next step of learning. What you learn being an entrepreneur, I think there is no other way to learn that. And I'm sure all of us at one point of time would want to be our own boss, have our own company, and run it in a way that we want it to run. So it is I think a progression from working to get into startups. I have done that. So I was how I know Vivek Tomar sir and Ashok Sharma sir. They were my teachers when I was doing my MBA. So I would like to, of course, I would like to thank them to invite me for here for this session to be here with you. And post my MBA, I worked for close to 7 years and then I got into startup. It was an automated progression for me because I always wanted to do it. It had its own struggles and successes. But for me, every one of us somewhere behind our mind always want to getting into startup. So my session today is all around from the point of view of an entrepreneur, and I would like you to take it from the point of view of an entrepreneur also, because tomorrow you would definitely want to get into something wherein you would want to have your own startup. Right. So next is implementing data-driven decision making. Guys, today we are talking about AI, we are talking about data. Tomorrow, there would be no talks, no businesses, no conversations, no sales, no marketing, no operations without AI involved into day-to-day activities. That is how we are moving towards AI, and it is faster than we think. All the businesses today, all the big startups today, all the enterprises today are embracing AI and data-driven decision making to engage with more customers. So since this session is majorly understanding AI and how AI is helping shape up these startups, adopting new strategies to sell more, I would like to focus more about AI. Before I get into AI, in 2 lines, can somebody tell me what does AI mean? Just in 2 lines, very simply. What is AI? Very simply. 30 seconds, please. Anyone who can give me the definition of what is AI, according to them, of course. Mimicking human intelligence. That's a cruel definition to AI. It is much more than mimicking just the human intelligence. Yes, synthetic intelligence from computing is still a better explanation. Enabling machines to perform tasks which humans can perform using some data-driven algorithms. Great. This is more apt. So, AI is the progression of data. What data? How we have been using data historically. A lot of us have been using data historically. AI is I think the next level of how the companies had been using data with the help of computers, with the help of machine learning, with the help of NLP, which is natural learning program, uh, with the help of computing, we are taking better decisions, and that is what AI is. And tomorrow, AI would be involved into everything: how you look at something, how you speak, how you behave. So a lot of pattern around how businesses work, how consumer behaves would be driven by AI. And that is why it is important to understand how AI works and what companies are adopting today uh, with AI. So AI is into everything from operations to sales to customer satisfaction to CRM to growth to revenue. Even from a very small thing of what kind of a product we should launch in the market. Uh, companies are helping, AI is helping companies decide whether this project would be successful or not. They can work on historical data in a way wherein they can even tell whether this product can be successful in the market or not, whether this service can be adopted by the potential customers or not. Uh, so so every business is getting into AI. We would like to get deeper into. I would like to explain it with certain examples now. All right. So let's talk about Let's talk about personalized customer experiences. When I'm talking about personalized customer experiences, you get you think of a startup which is leveraging personalized customer experiences with the help of AI. Any startup do you think is using personalized customer experiences with the help of AI? Alexa, Uber, all right. So a little bit different than still I would want to quote a very apt example of how customer experiences are being personalized by Netflix. So we all are aware of Netflix, right? Netflix is a content platform that gives you content which is international as well as localized. We all are into Netflix and we all know what Netflix can do basis our preferences, basis our choice, basis what we like and what we don't like. Netflix recommend us what we want to see or what we would like to see. This is from the customer point of view only. But do you know there is other aspect also? Basis the viewership, basis our likings and dislikings, basis the number of views on particular content. Netflix is adopting what kind of content it has to bring to its platform. It is collaborating with filmmakers, it is collaborating with content creators, it is collaborating with individual artists to create a particular kind of content that has more chances of being successful, have more viewership, just by leveraging on our experience. This is what personalized customer experience Netflix is doing. Now let's talk about customer relationship management. So, if I would take the questions in between, this might get a little longer and it might take time. So I would request, like Rashid, you said, what about recent Google searches post Gemini? I think we can just take it later. All your questions, I'll take it later, right? What about customer relationship management? So we all know HubSpot, how HubSpot works. So what about HubSpot? We know what HubSpot is there. HubSpot is a one-stop solution for all startups and medium and small enterprises. They major focus into customer relationship management. So from all your operational challenges, from your email campaigns, from your marketing campaigns, from your sales campaigns, and then the customer relationship. I mean, every part of customer relationship management is being taken care by HubSpot. And the kind of data HubSpot is using from each of us, from each individual, how we are operating, how we are sending emails, whatever we are doing right now, HubSpot is generating a lot of information just to present to a new company or a new startup or a new enterprise to effectively manage everything they want to do. So another example I'll give you, which is very similar to HubSpot. Okay. Amazon, we all know, predictive analysis, right? We all know Amazon has been into the market since very long, and Amazon, whatever is today, a lot of this has to do with data. Are we aligned with this? Yes. Today, whatever Amazon is doing, they have worked on the kind of data they have with them. So since AI is the next form of how we manage data, Amazon is now working very intelligently on their inventory management. The challenge with Amazon, Amazon is actually not a sales platform, Amazon is an efficient logistics platform. What you need should be delivered to you in a day's time is the USP of Amazon. Not that you get everything on Amazon. You can get everything anywhere, but Amazon would want that that thing should reach to you fastest than anybody else. And to do that, they have to work very, very sophisticatedly and integratedly into their logistics. The data which they get from a buyer experience, from a demography, from a particular age group, from a particular state, Amazon is working very, very intrinsically onto that data to make sure that their logistics cost is reduced. And in logistics, and with logistics cost, they're managing that their warehouses should have minimum inventory, that the product should reach to their customer even with lesser logistics cost and lesser inventory in the same time what they are known for. That is why predictive analysis is being used by Amazon with the help of AI. Another example of a competitor of HubSpot I would want you to quote when it comes to automated sales processes is Salesforce. We all know what Salesforce does. Salesforce again is a platform as good as HubSpot, but it is majorly a customized platform that is meant for large scale enterprises. It is a CRM platform, of course, but it is meant for large scale enterprises who want their CRM to be customized according to their own approach. So like HubSpot is a one-stop solution, which all the startups and majorly MSME companies can use. Salesforce is more niche in terms of its approach, that it is customizable. So Salesforce is also using a lot of AI when it comes to automating their sales processes. Sales forecasting. Any company which comes into your mind when it comes to sales forecasting? All right. So you know that IBM has a AI tool that predicts Kinaxis. Yes. So of course, a lot of companies are there. But how IBM has adopted AI? Yes, Watson as a logistics as a company would definitely have it. Why I'm quoting IBM here is because of the simple reason that IBM over a period of time has changed completely. And since they were already there present since ages and had a lot of historical data, they have come into predictive analysis when it comes to products. And they can help companies in designing a project by telling them exactly how much that project would be successful, how quickly they can work on that project, what team size do they need on that project, how can they save money on a particular project. So AI has enabled IBM in terms of reaching out to a lot of companies and telling them how can IBM help them in being successful in launching a particular product or project. Improved lead generation. So when I'm talking about predictive analysis, personalized customer experience, automatic sales process, these are all the things where AI is involved. And that is why I'm covering all these things. LinkedIn is one big tool, which we all know, which is there, which is into improved lead generation. All of us at one point of time have used LinkedIn. We use LinkedIn, right? Yes. So major of us use LinkedIn to showcase our profile and reach out to potential network. Besides that, LinkedIn is a very, very potential tool in terms of getting relevant leads. It's a professional platform, so of course you can reach out to your like-minded people and the people and the kind of people you want to target very, very efficiently with LinkedIn. And LinkedIn, since last 5 years, is using AI like anything. Today, whatever messages you get on LinkedIn, what kind of profiles and posts you see on LinkedIn has to do a lot with AI. So when it comes to improved lead generation, LinkedIn is one company that is helping, that is adopting AI. Enhance customer insights. I think if there is anyone who is using AI and data, it is Google. With Google Analytics, it is giving you, I think one of the best interpretation of what your customer wants. Google network is majorly spread across platforms. They know what you're searching. They know what your target customer is searching. They know what do they want. And with Google Analytics, you can get immense information. And that is how Google is improving its operations and getting into, more precise customer insights. The more precise customer insights is only possible. So they were already doing it with the help of data, but with the invention and adoption of AI, they are even more precise. They are even more better for their customers. Dynamic pricing has also been used, into AI. So somebody was giving me an example of personalized customer experiences of Uber, but we all know, yes, airfare, very good. Airfare is again into dynamic pricing, and Uber has leveraged dynamic pricing amazingly well. They know when a customer generally travels. They know when their peak hours. They know when their lean hours. They know how often a customer travels. What is the regular route wherein a passenger takes. They especially know the time that a customer travels. So they are using this data to give dynamic pricing to earn more revenue, to utilize their lean hours, to give more business to their driver partners, to even to make up with the challenge when driver partners are not declining the rides. So there are multiple info that AI is giving Uber, and Uber is um making sure that their performance, that their customer satisfaction, that the driver or partner satisfaction is more. That is how Uber is utilizing AI. So with AI, we need to understand that it is not just a trend. Now it is a fundamental shift. If we are not utilizing AI, if we will not utilize AI in our business operations to engage with the customers, to give them a better service, to hear their queries and give a better product. If we are not adopting AI, I think we are not doing justice to what we are today, because that is how AI is going to get integrated into our businesses. Moving on. So we all were there in the pandemic, and we know how drastically things have changed pre-pandemic and post-pandemic. So I'll tell you an example. Yes, so on a rainy day, Ola and Uber prices jumps absolutely. So Rahul mentioned that which device you're booking your ride from, hence price accordingly, iPhone and Android. It is, Rahul, it is not only about Uber, but iPhone and Android generally are, a lot of companies, even if you book a hotel from an iPhone or versus an Android, Generally, the hotel rates would be more booking through an iPhone than an Android, even if you're using Ola and Uber. So there are a lot of companies who is leveraging on iPhones and Androids in that sense. Uh, so so pandemic has changed the way companies used to work earlier, and it has hit everyone around. No big or small company was saved. Your sales landscape changed completely. All the companies thought of getting into new strategies because the consumer behavior changed drastically. All of us has this. What I will tell you is that I think all of you would relate to it. Pre-pandemic, do you guys think we all were traveling this much the way we are traveling post-pandemic? Would you agree that post-pandemic people have started traveling more often? We see a lot of crowd now than pre-pandemic. People have become more carefree about spending money than they were post pre-pandemic. So there's a psyche change in the consumer. They don't want to hold on to their money because they do not know how things would be in future. They want to experience more. They want to spend more, give more to their children, to their family members, uh, enjoy more. And I think pandemic also taught one thing to people uh, that they can experiment. Now, something like a customer loyalty uh, is is diminishing day by day, and they want more and more products. Uh, so Thamin, business travel has reduced is was again for a very short time. Zoom has enabled uh, a lot of virtual calls, but still this is not a long-term effect. Business travel uh, would again anything which is important, which cannot be done on Zoom would definitely be into it. But I'm talking about 99% of people and a major consumer behavior. Business travel is just one small part of it. And let's just get into what we see around. Uh, so mm, um, so I get distracted with the messages. Anyways, post pandemic, a lot of companies are getting, of course, into digital innovation because they saw that digital is one thing which can be done even if there is shutdown. So digitally, almost every company has got into a digital world. What I was talking about the customer behavior, so customer centricity is increased when it comes to the companies. They're more focused towards customers. They want specific products which a customer needs. No more a customer wants everything. They want they just want the thing that they want. They're not settled with the just anything. And of course resilience, wherein they know it is hard, and it is hard to allure a customer right now, and they need innovation, they need new products, they need more pampering of the customer uh, to reach out to them to make them successful. And that is how we would try and see what post pandemic world has changed from what it was earlier. Yes, so Shiraj is mentioning that digital signatures are being replaced by Aadhaar-based e-signs and video KYCs. Great. All right, so Paytm is one example wherein all of us have got into uh, a transaction of currency to digital transactions. Uh, a lot of support of Paytm was given by demonetization in India, but majorly Paytm was the pioneer in terms of our digital transformation when it comes to transactions. And that is how Paytm and like the other companies like Bharat Pay and other companies have changed the way we used to pay. And that is the after effect of pandemic. And not only in India, we are seeing globally also, leaving aside few economies wherein still there is major transaction into cash. We are seeing globally that digital payments are being used. A lot of companies also got into sustainable sustainability initiatives, So Unilever is one big example wherein they are focusing more on sustainability, recycling of products. They have changed their packaging. They're getting more into, presenting a product that is eco-friendly. So like Unilever, a lot of startups now who are into FMCG or who are into consumer durables or who are into anything that's related to packaging are getting into sustainability, and it is also consumer preference now. I think a lot of consumers, a lot of intelligent consumers, aware consumers are focusing more on companies, buying products from the companies who are focusing more on or on sustainability. Uh, Again, customer-centric approach, I think, is very, very important. So Starbucks has always been into it. Now also, post-pandemic, they made sure that their approach of customer-centric innovation, the way they write the names of the customers on the glasses, on the cups, they make more sustainable cutlery. So Starbucks has also changed their business operations post-pandemic. We all know Walmart, how Walmart used to behave before and how Walmart is doing now. So with the second, just give me a second. Sorry, I just got a call. Post-pandemic, Walmart also invested a lot into technology to make sure that their logistics, their supply chain is managed in a way that a consumer can get what he wants, not only through their stores, but also online by ordering. So before pandemic, Walmart was basically a physical store, and now post-pandemic, they are majorly investing a lot into their digital transformation. Of course, Zoom, a lot of you named Zoom that grew post-pandemic, and that is how the things changed the way we used to meet with the help of Zooms and Google Meets and Teams. That is another example, and I think this is one positive. Whatever we are talking about, these all are the positives which I think taught a lot to the companies that how resiliently they need to change when it comes to successful operations and how they can give they can reach out to their customers even during situations like pandemic. So Costco, is one of the examples of how they adopted health and safety measures. Not only Costco, but I think a lot of companies, a lot of big companies and startups got into making sure that health becomes the priority for a lot of people. So using of masks and other things, pandemic showed us how we can live together and still survive with the help of certain safety measures, and that is how a lot of companies got into it. So these are few examples. Of course, we cannot quote everyone and every company into it, but post-pandemic, these major things got into almost every company. So I'm not saying that sustainable initiatives are only taken by Unilever or supply chain resilience was done only by Walmart. What I'm saying is these 5-6 things were universal for all the companies to adopt so that they can survive. And now this has become a new normal. What we did not used to think before pandemic has become just a normal day-to-day operational efficiency that all of us have adopted. All the companies have adopted. Now, we would also look at certain sales campaigns that international brands took to make their products reach out to their clients in a way wherein nobody has ever thought. Why do you think? So every company that starts its operations or they starts always want to reach out to international customers, always want to reach out to the customers wherein they can have more business. Okay, and it becomes very, very important that we focus on any company focuses on these three things. We all know McDonald's, right? McDonald's is one big example of how an American brand that used to burgers that were of beef, which was not accepted in India, changed its, the way they used to operate, changed it with focus of India in mind and localized it. We all know how businesses like Spotify, do change their content locally. We also took an example of Netflix. But by even doing so, are they keeping their brand identity and consistency of their operations similar to what they were doing in another country and what they are doing today? So we would focus on certain campaigns and we would see how bigger companies that were international still took certain sales strategies and became successful. We all know Doritos. So Doritos is from Frito-Lay's. It is the brand of Frito-Lay's. And Doritos did a wonderful campaign from the year 2006 to 2016. That was Crash the Super Bowl campaign. Are we aware of Super Bowl? We all are aware of, we've heard of Super Bowl, right? Yes, Rahul, Beneath. Yes. So Super Bowl is an American football league, which happens every year. And Doritos had been sponsoring this Super Bowl from 2006 to 16. And they had this amazing campaign, which was Crash the Super Bowl campaign. What they did there? Doritos invited their fans to create their own Super Bowl campaign advertisement of 30 seconds. And they had entries from, I think, more than 7,000, 8,000 people who created an advertisement of 30 seconds and send it to them. And the selected campaign was aired in the Super Bowl final. What it helped? It helped them in creating user-generated content. A lot of content which they could have, which they would pay a lot of for a lot of dollars. They get content from the users. They had so much of content that they could know what kind of expectations a customer has from Doritos. By doing so, they reached out to people and Doritos became a common name amongst them, that okay, Doritos is a kind of a chip. So it helped them in getting brand recognition. And of course, cultural phenomenon. So American football is very much integrated into the US culture. Rugby, what we call here. So it is an integral part of an American household. By integrating their campaign with Super Bowl, They reached out to the families. They reached out to every single American individual and got themselves known. It was very tough, but they still did it. That is how Doritos did it from 2006 to 16 continuously for 10 years. They stopped the campaign in 2016 and they're back in 2025. And guess what? They're offering $1 million now to the selected campaign, selected advertisement alongside its featuring into the Super Bowl finale. This is how they have grown. Another example, if we take, is of Coca-Cola. It's a global brand and they do some amazing campaigns when it comes to increasing their sales. One very good campaign which I personally liked, and that is why I'm quoting it here, is their Share a Coke campaign. We are do you guys remember Share a Coke campaign? What they did with Share a Coke campaign? Why would somebody buy a Coke to share? But their advertisement, their campaign was created by replacing their iconic logo on the bottles with, internationally they also bought it with individual names, but in India specifically, you remember they did that papa, mama, bro, dude, friend, bestie, sister. So at one side there was a Coca-Cola logo, and on another side there was share it with a friend, share it with your dad, share it with your mother, share it with your daughter, sister. So they created a campaign just because people buy more Coke and share it with someone they like in the family, in their society, with their friends, in the office, even boss. This campaign ran uh, for close to 6 months in India, and it gave them a 15-16% more sales in comparison to the sales of their competitor of that particular time. Just because people wanted to share the Coke with their family members, with the people around. So the complete campaign was revolved around Coca-Cola, around Share a Coke. So Starbucks also internationally did a very beautiful campaign that helped them get a lot of customers in a very short span of time, and that campaign was White Cup Contest. So what Starbucks did? It asked its customers, to draw something on the plain white cups. The cups had no Starbucks logo. The 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 customers could doodle around, could paint, could design anything on the white plain cups, click a photo, and share on the social media. And they also featured some of the designs as actual designs in their stores with the name of the customers to give them that kind of identity. And this campaign helps Starbucks reach out to even the people who do not used to go to Starbucks, just because it helped them into getting a lot of engagement. Somebody like Starbucks can only survive and run when it comes to brand loyalty. They're expensive, no doubt, but people who want Starbucks only want Starbucks, can be because of the taste or can be because of the status, which comes with the Starbucks. But it is very difficult to maintain that brand loyalty, and that is why this campaign of White Cup helped them to retain their customers. This campaign also, of course, created a social media buzz and made Starbucks known to even the people who do not used to go to Starbucks. always aspired to go to Starbucks, but could not. But because of this contest, even the people went to Starbucks. Such kind of customers went to Starbucks. Besides this, I'm sure you guys have heard. Yes, Thamin, I have also heard that Starbucks is winding up the operations in India. They've already started reducing their number of stores, and they are in talking terms with Tata of how the future lies for them here. But as of now, I have heard that they are winding down in India. India is a difficult market for somebody like Starbucks. With the help of Tata, they were able to penetrate into the market. But yes, they're facing a lot of challenges, operational challenges. I'm sure you guys had a marketing session before that, and I could not stop myself in sharing a very good campaign which was done by Apple in 1997. 1997 was time when Steve Jobs was called back in Apple. During that time, he was called back to Apple to take it forward. And during that time, Apple was into a very bad condition, a shattering condition. What I know is that Steve Jobs wanted to change the perception of how people look at Apple because the sales were all-time low. He wanted to change the perception of how people look at Apple, and that is how a campaign was created. And I would like you to just look at that campaign and see how innovative campaigns and strategies help gain back customers and change the perception of a brand in the consumer's mind. So the campaign was named as Think Different campaign. It ran for 6 years from 2007 to 2003. So Think Different campaign collaborated with Power of Individuality and Innovation. They wanted to show that Apple is made for people who think different, who have their own identity, and who focus more on innovation. That is why they took some iconic figures from the archives of history and showed them as people who are idle for Apple products. This campaign helped Apple in achieving the brand identity, which they wanted, which they never had, which was the dream of Steve Jobs. It made Apple known globally. Why? Because they took the individuals from a lot of countries to get associated. And this also made them a consistent product. Let's have a look at this campaign. So because this is a very old video, the quality was not that good, but this took Apple almost 6 months to come up with this creative. They worked with more than they took the inputs from more than 5 different creative agencies, some top creative agencies from the world, and they came up with this campaign of Think Different, and that changed the way Apple. I think I would give this campaign most numbers to say that what Apple is today has a lot to do with this campaign. All right, moving on. Let's focus very quickly on startups and cross-border sales. There are a lot of startups who have crossed the markets, crossed the demography of their own country, and has become equally successful internationally also. Basis only 3 factors: that they knew how they have to expand in the market. They had to adopt the local culture, and they were able to do it by offering tailored products, doing localized marketing, and a customer service that was fit as per the local culture. And they made sure that regulatory compliances of the local market they are adhering to. We'll quickly take up 2-3 examples of how some of the startups got very successful into cross-border sales. We are aware of Shopify, all of us, right? We know Shopify, right? What does Shopify do? It is a very hyper local kind of a company that gives you access to build your own website integrated with different platforms and sell products in the market. It makes you market ready. It gives you an ease of launching your own product in the market. So for Shopify, it was very important to reach out to the people cross borders. The only success of Shopify lies into being an international company, because that is how they can help their clients reach out to multiple geographies. So Shopify did some wonderful things to reach out to expand themselves into multiple companies. Next. How many of you have heard of Revolut? How many of you have heard of Revolut as a company? Yes, it's a digital bank. What is unique about Revolut is that it is a no border bank. It is from England, of course. If you have an account in Revolut, you can send money anywhere, you can spend money anywhere without the restrictions of currency. It is made, and then they leverage technology. You can invest through Revolut. You can invest in cryptocurrency and stocks and shares in markets. You can make portfolios. Basically, it is a they don't have their physical bank system. They are a completely digitalized bank that helps individuals as well as businesses manage their transactions, manage their expenses, spend freely by offering innovative credit cards and debit cards, manage funds, invest anywhere in the world by sitting in a particular country, and they just make sure that they are there for anything related to money. They have completely changed the way traditional banking system works, and they are one of the fastest growing startups right now, revolutionizing the payments, the investments, the expenses. For your information, they are also coming to India. They have a wait list right now, and very soon they would start operations in India as well. Another company we all know is Spotify. We know how good they are when it comes to local media, how good they are when it comes to listening to very hyper local content. Uh, they expanded themselves from music to podcast to everything we talk, everything audio, and they have diminished all the boundaries of how a company works internationally. They are one of the most global, and for them, do you understand that expansion was not that tricky? Their infrastructure is such that it took them it took them very less time to reach out to international market. And right now they are present in most of the countries in the world, wherein if you have internet, if you have access to internet, there are high chances that you would have access to Spotify and listening to your favorite music. Very quickly, we'll take up one more case study of buffer. Uh, we all know how buffer works, right? What is different about buffer than anybody else? How buffer get their customers? It's a very niche product wherein you can just uh, manage all your social media accounts and postings and uh, their predictions and their numbers, everything through buffer. How your campaign is performing, what is bad, what is good in a campaign. So every kind of information buffer gives you. But for them, reaching out to customers is very difficult. But how did they do that? They are very strong in content marketing. They make sure that they reach out to you by creating a lot of content. They have immense number of blogs and videos and graphics to educate their customers about how social media works. They don't tell you about how do they work. They would never reach out to you and tell you what do they do. They would always reach out to and tell you how social media operates. How can somebody gain more expertise into managing a particular social media platform? At what, I mean, different understanding. And they have proved themselves as the leaders in the market when it comes to knowing social media. They have constantly been innovating about the new and upcoming trends of social media. One, and again, of course, utilizing AI to know how social media would change in the next 1 year, preparing content around that, influencing the social media itself to adopt to their thesis of how what the future lies when it comes to social media. And that is how they have changed the way people think about social media engagement and have got immense number of customers by focusing just on one thing, which is content. So when I'm saying that, when we would go back and say what and understand what I was trying to tell you is that there's no one fixed understanding of how something works. You have to look into multiple things. You have to adopt changes. You have to adopt technology, AI, and create a product that your customer can accept. Even if your product is created, you need a lot of strategies to reach out to your client to buy that product. Examples of buffer is one such example wherein they reached out to their clients in a different way and still were able to generate a lot of business. So quickly summarize what we kind of study today is we need to be very clear on what are we trying to offer to our clients, how we would reach to our customer, and how our customer will perceive us. For any startup, it is very important that we should get it right. What we also studied about is no matter what your business idea is, if it is not scalable, it is not doable. It should reach cross-border. It should it should not only reach cross-border, it should be like it should be accepted by a lot of people, not only from your country or from your domain, but to other domains also. Again, for any startup, it is very important to recognize and to get it very early in their operations that even if you're selling a same product does not mean that you're same. Your uniqueness would matter on what kind of customer service you're giving. Your uniqueness would matter on what kind of sales strategy uh, you're adopting. I'll give you a very small example of. So I had a startup in the name of Servex. Servex, it was in 2014-15. I'm talking about. I'm just concluding this in another 2-3 minutes, and then we'll open house for questions. So I had a startup in 2014-15 with Servex. Servex was into car servicing platform. So we used to get car picked up from the users and send it to the authorized service centers for servicing. And we used to put a dash cam so that a customer could see the service getting his car getting serviced. There were certain USPs to it, so certain discounts, certain warranties and guarantees about the service. And that is how we used to operate. We got some funding from Y Combinator in 2015, and at a particular time, we realized that we're not getting customers. So what we did, we drove a campaign that was share a ride. So we went to a lot of corporates and we told that if you for a fun day, for one day, if you would not come with your car, but with your colleague's car, we would give you 20% discount on car servicing. So when the customer would not come by his car, that day we would get the car to his and we'll give them a 20% discount. And this campaign ran very successful. Not that we had no competitors, but still we thought that we would want to give it a different shot, and this campaign ran really well. Data again, we learned that how data can help take decisions in efficient sales strategies, and of course leveraging technology. So AI, whatever new technology we need to embrace to make sure that we are successful and customers adopt to us. So this was from me. I would share this presentation with Vivek sir also in case you would need to contact me or would get more insights from this presentation. So I would share this with you, with all of you. And now I think we are left with what, 10 minutes more. I am open for questions, sir.
Let's take as much time as we wish. It depends on the student question. So let's take few questions, and then if we feel that if there is a saturation, then we can wind up anytime.
Great.
So Naresh has written a question here. If anybody wants to start a business which is running by the industry giant, what will be the success rate according to you?
So Naresh, there is no fixed formula for success. As I was telling you during my presentation also, that success lies with the gist and resilience of an entrepreneur. You need to be very, very sure of your product and how different you are going to promote that product. If you are just creating another product, which is like you're saying is already by a market giant, then number one, it is foolish if you don't have any other USP. And if you have any other USP, then by your own, see, an entrepreneur's mind works very differently. They know what kind of a product they want to get into the market and how they are willing to push it. So your gist and resilience could take it forward. Read about any startup today and get back to it. You would always find that there was somebody bigger than that startup already in the market. Ola started when Uber was there. Still, at what point of time Ola was offering the same service as Uber, but still they differentiated themselves from Uber in a way. Naresh, hope my answer was, so differentiation is the key, and more important than differentiation, I think uh, the resilience of the entrepreneur is very important. How much he trusts on his own instincts. Mradul is asking, what potential do you see for Shopify in 2025? See, with the invent of AI, Shopify. So I have worked with Shopify for some of my startups, and I still want to go with Shopify for something which I'm thinking right now also. See, you need to understand that Shopify is one platform that is uh, embracing technology and AI like anything. They are changing the they used to do. There are more integrations available for startups now with Shopify. It is very quick platform to launch a product in the market. So 2025 or later on also, Shopify would play a very, very important role for new age entrepreneurs, at least, who want to get up quickly into the market, who wants to get into digital sales. Shopify has a good role to play. Yes, guys, throw more questions. Is drop shipping, so this is Navneet's question, is drop shipping a good business one can start within today's time? Drop shipping is a good business. But before drop shipping, you need to understand how digital sales works, how online sales works. So to anyone who wants to get into drop shipping, I would always suggest that explore Amazons and Flipkarts before you get into drop shipping. Explore and understand what kind of products do you want to get into drop shipping by getting them by experimenting with the Amazons and Flipkarts. Understands how logistics of a product works. Understand how the costing of some products works. Understand your procurement process, your procurement cycle. Uh, Understand the suppliers, how the pricing from the suppliers works. Dropshipping can be done, but before that, get into test the waters by getting into Amazons and Flipkarts. Neeraj is asking how to identify and select the supplier for dropshipping. Neeraj, again, until unless you would not start locally, you would not get into the pricing aspect of. So you know what, how the dropshipping works. How you buy a product at a price that is much lesser in the market, and you sell a product into a certain geography uh, by minimizing or by eliminating your inventory. That is how dropshipping works. So for dropshipping, you have to find out the right supplier who can give uh, a product into the kind of pricing which you're looking for, and you want the right market also wherein you want to supply that product. So it can be vice versa also, that first you have the market and then you want to identify the supplier. So the way I think is that you need to be very confident on a product that can be successful. Dropshipping cannot only be international, it can be local also. So I would always want that you need to identify the suppliers by getting hyper local, understand the products, understanding the buying process, the logistics, and then go bigger by local dropshipping and then international dropshipping. Which industry do you think will be booming in the next 5 years is Nikita's question. See, any business, I feel that is what pandemic has told us. Any business, irrespective of what, can become successful if it adopts to how situations are changing in the market. Technology as an industry has been the key factor for last 10, 15, 20 years. We are seeing change into banking industry. We're seeing a lot of change into I am very much confident on investment banking sector in a way, which I think is changing very, very rapidly. If somebody wants to get into investment industry, uh, so any industry which is backed by technology, which is backed by AI, which is backed by data, has very high chances of being successful. Uh, because businesses would run, you would need food to eat, you would need to go out and entertain yourself, you would need to watch content on social media, you would want to go whatever you're doing today, you would also want to get that tomorrow. So industries would definitely survive, but every industry who would embrace technology and AI would definitely become more successful. Mridul's question is, what are the top 5 business sectors you see good potential in India's today's era? So that is what I'm talking about. If I'm talking about from India's perspective, I think investments is one of the biggest thing which India would see in next 5-7 years, considering what globally is happening. A lot of manufacturing would get into India. A lot of manufacturing with the government support. So although it is a capital intensive process, but still this industry is going to grow in India. Um, Besides that, there's a lot of boom for real estate in India. Consumer durables. A lot of startups would get into new age consumer durables. Uh, FMCG, cosmetics, especially specifically cosmetics, I'm talking about, is going to grow very rapidly in next 5 years. There's a drastic change in the way even men used to take care of themselves now. New age Gen Z is focusing more on individual cosmetics, individualistic cosmetics, which is male cosmetics specifically. So this industry is going to change a lot. Sam's question is, if one has to start a business, what key factors should one look at as a business owner strengths, and identify markets that would work for one where we can calculate its success metrics? I would like to get more understanding. I do not get it from the question. If one has to start a business, what key factors should one look at a business owner's strengths and identify markets? So Sam, if I can understand your question well, you mean to ask, if somebody wants to get into business, which industry or sector should one get into? It's a very open-ended question, I'll tell you. Whenever somebody decides to get into business, there are two aspects. One is his learning over the last few years of what he understands a particular product or industry as. So somebody who has worked with pharmaceuticals for 15 years would definitely wants to get into a startup which is into pharmaceuticals because he knows that industry well. Somebody who has worked with banks would get into a financial consulting kind of services. So for any business, any startup to get into it, it depends on our understanding of a particular subject and what kind of people we have together. If we have a good co-founder who understands what we want to achieve, it gives us more confidence to get into that business. So one cannot just get into a market or any business by thinking that this market or this industry or this kind of a company would be more successful tomorrow in the future. It has to do a lot with your own understanding, learnings, your own self. So there's no benchmarking into selecting a particular industry or business. Yes, see, EV automobiles, Navneet, is going to get good health and pharma, not only in India, globally, it is changing again with the help of AI. A lot of new age AI-based companies are getting into pharma, into health. FMCG, as I mentioned, is very quickly changing. Nikita is asking, I work as a brand solutions lead and plan to start my own branding and marketing agency. So can you give me some tips how to make it work in this competitive market, plus how to get more leads as clients? Nikita, branding and marketing is one thing which again gets a lot from your understanding and your learning as a brand manager. So like you're a brand manager, you would have handled a lot of campaigns till now. if you want to start your own agency, you need to understand that what is your strength when it comes to brand. Are you majorly into digital marketing, wherein you would get into lead generation part, or you are majorly into designing campaigns, you're majorly into creating campaigns? Uh, you would have to niche down your expertise as a brand manager, focus on that expertise to get initial clients, build a team that can work around you to give you other support, and then get more clients. It is a journey that takes its own time, because especially in branding and marketing kind of thing, we have, as brand managers, we have our own perception of brands and on creativity, because creativity is very individualistic. So you need to focus on that one aspect of branding and marketing that you are good at, build around that, build a team, and then get into it. So it will take time from one client to two client to building a team and then many clients. Supply chain management is in itself a big topic. What advice do you give for a beginner to be successful? Uh, I did not talk about supply chain management as such. I mean, Neeraj, I'm not getting your question specifically that what do you want from me? What advice do you give for a beginner to be successful? Supply chain management is an industry. I mean, what I did not get it. Please be more specific about it. Startups are not just about ideas. They are a lot more core expertise. Yes. So that is what, Thamin, see, startup, understand that startup, uh, the core of any startup is the idea. That idea comes from your learning and your experiences. It can be your family experiences, your working experiences, the experiences of your colleagues, or it is basically what you have learned and what you have gained that gives you that particular idea. And that idea again has to be built around your expertise. So say I worked as a marketing expert for a very long time with some real estate brands, with some NBFC banks, with dot-com companies. I worked as a brand manager. So when I thought of starting my own startup, that was Servex I was talking about, I knew that I can create campaigns, but I was not really good at sales. It took me time to embrace sales and understand sales. And that is why I had a co-founder who helped me in sales. So whenever you are starting any startup, you need to know what is your core expertise. And then if you alone can drive it, or you need somebody to help you drive that.